Well, good evening to you. Welcome to high school and junior high wrestling action on Central Illinois Sports. Live tonight from Pittsfield Gymnasium, where the mats are rolled out and the wrestlers are getting warmed up in preparation for action this evening. And we're glad you have joined us tonight on Central Illinois Sports. It's the Great Rivers Bank pre-match show. And Jack's alongside. John's here as well. I'm Charlie Hogue. We thank Great Rivers Bank for being our sponsor here tonight in preparation for this wrestling event. Lots of young people involved here this evening. On the high school level, Pittsfield, Quincy Notre Dame, and Quincy High School will be wrestling. The junior high has Quincy and Pittsfield. And then there are also youth matches going on throughout the night as well that we'll try to keep a track of as best we can, as we have two mats going on at one time. And we'll try to identify the action as best we can on the red and the black mat. We were told the red mat is where you'll need to watch if you're interested in the high school matches. The junior high and youth will start on the black mat, and I'm assuming once the high school meet is finished up, they will have them on both of the mats here this evening. It's the Great Rivers Bank pregame show. We step aside to hear from some of the sponsors helping to make this broadcast available for you tonight, free of charge on Central Illinois Sports.
You had extra cash for a vacation, a boat, a new car, projects around the house? Free up more cash for the things you want by taking advantage of low interest rates. Refinance your home with Great Rivers Bank and keep more of your money by lowering your monthly payment. Start the process online at greatriversbank.bank and work with one of our experienced loan officers to get the lowest rate possible. Great Rivers Bank, member FDIC, and an equal housing lender.
Once or twice a year, I might get the cold or a flu, and my wife calls it the man flu. So you know what that is.
Yeah.
What do I love about our team? We have a good chemistry. We all work together.
I mean, come on. I've got the best job in the world. Sometimes they say, oh, I like to do handstands.
Yeah, I taught Brian how to do the handstand. That's all right.
And every day, I mean, it's a fun day.
Yeah, it definitely makes me proud to be here.
In a world that seems to be out of control, your friends at First Christian Church of Pittsfield, Illinois want you to know that the hope of God's love reaches out to you. God loves you and He has a purpose for your life. If you'd like to learn more about this, we invite you to join us at 8 a.m. or at 10:30 on Sunday mornings at 225 North Memorial Street in Pittsfield, or online at fccpittsfield.org, our Facebook page, or our YouTube channel. First Christian Church of Pittsfield, Illinois, a safe place to learn and grow.
Here at Little Jess, we're grateful to our community for letting us serve you for over 50 years. Supporting area schools and local teams is one of our favorite and most exciting parts of our business. After an uncommon year, we couldn't be happier to see our athletes back in action and communities gathering in person to cheer them on. Our promise for the next 50 years is the same as it's been for the last 50, to meet our community's needs with a low-pressure experience, fair price, and family atmosphere. Little Jess Motors, serving our community since 1969.
Back with you on the Great Rivers Bank pregame show with locations in Pittsfield, Berry, and Liberty. Great Rivers Bank is here to serve all of your banking needs. Learn more about their offerings at greatriversbank.bank. Member FDIC and equal housing lender. High school, junior high, and youth wrestling for you this evening on Central Illinois Sports. Tomorrow, Jack and John will be right back here at Voschel Gym for high school girls basketball action as the Pittsfield Griggsville Perry Lady Sockies play host to the Pleasant Hill Western Wild Wolves, and that game will be a varsity-only contest starting at 6 o'clock. Friday night, we're also here at Voschel Gym as Pittsfield plays host to Quincy Notre Dame in high school basketball action. That game scheduled to start the JV at 6, varsity game around 7:30 or so. And then Saturday will be at the 99th annual Winchester Invitational Tournament. It actually started more than 99 years ago, but due to COVID last year, it wasn't held, and therefore, this is the 99th, and they'll celebrate the 100th next year, but we're going to celebrate it this year by bringing you all 26 games. And we'll have games starting at 9 o'clock in the morning, with the last game slated to start at 8:30 in the evening. You can watch them all right here on Central Illinois Sports, and it's because of the great sponsors like Great Rivers Bank who help bring the contest your way. We're about 10 minutes away from wrestling action here this evening at Voschel Gymnasium. Again, the high school match features the Pittsfield Sockies. John Peterson is their head coach. They don't have a tremendous amount of numbers this year. Overall, it looks like 5 guys left on the team. Quincy Notre Dame and Quincy High School, both sporting teams that have pretty decent numbers, it looks like. And so we'll be excited to see how the squads match up this evening in their triangular. That will take place on the red mat. On the black mat this evening, it will be junior high wrestling. PCS, that's Pikeland Community School of Pittsfield, will be taking on Quincy Junior High. That's the Comets. So the Comets and the Braves will be in action on the black mat. And we'll try to keep you updated on what's going on both sides of things and get as much of both mats in view as we can at a time so you can watch all of the action here tonight. Wrestling, one of those sports that didn't get much of a chance to really have a go of it last year with COVID, so we're glad to see everybody back to hitting the mats again this year. And I believe you can even shake hands and everything, which, hey, when that rule was put into place last year that you can wrestle but you couldn't shake hands, that was written by someone who had never, ever watched wrestling in their life because it just made, absolutely no sense.
Almost like a jump ball, but yeah, you're going to wrestle against each other, but you couldn't shake hands before the match or after. Interesting scenario, but, I don't think they did that one from the science, but we'll move on from that. Hope you'll sit back and enjoy wrestling action tonight. Wrestling at the Bolshel instead of wrestling at the Chase. And
we're looking forward to it. We're still awaiting the match assignments, and I believe we're going to get those in just a moment. And we'll step aside here on the Great Rivers Bank pre-match show. We'll have more information your way after this.
When you're ready to make your dream kitchen a reality, find inspiration at Pike County Lumber in Pittsfield. It starts with a 3D design so you can see your kitchen from every angle. Each detail, from the flooring to the countertops to the cabinets, are designed for your lifestyle. The team will explain the strengths of each product so your finished kitchen will last for generations. Whatever your needs, an island for entertaining, no maintenance quartz countertops, storage for all your seasonal items. From start to finish, trust the knowledge and experience at Pike County Lumber.
Pike County Glass has been outfitting homes and businesses with high-quality windows and doors since 1952. We'll work with your schedule and budget to ensure your project is done in an affordable and timely manner. Our team is happy to travel near or far to install your door or window project. Did we mention we also replace auto glass? Please come and see us at 1071 West Washington Street, Pittsfield, or call 217-285-4275 for all your glass needs.
Prairie Land FS is locally owned and operated. We proudly serve our neighbors like you with 24-hour service to ensure the comfort of you and your family. Prairie Land FS, your leading supplier of choice. Did you know that Prairie Land FS doesn't just sell seed? They treat it and box it right here at one of their local facilities, then deliver it to your farm or fields. Prairie Land FS, your leading supplier of choice.
This is Cammie and Joe. They are the sales force for CASCOM Business and Residential Services. You may see them in your community, offering deals and services from CASCOM. At CASCOM, we understand your concerns about potential scams. Our courteous and professional sales team will always present identification when visiting with you. If for any reason you have questions or concerns, please contact us at 1-800-252-1799.
Thanks, and we'll be seeing you.
Back on the Great Rivers Bank pre-match show on Central Illinois Sports. They're finishing up some final moments of warm-ups here in preparation for the high school meet on the red mat tonight. John will adjust the camera, of course, when it gets started, so be able to have it all in focus and ready to roll. That'll be our main focus, really, is on the high school side of things. And we'll catch the junior high as we can as well to kind of keep you abreast on what's going on both mats at a time. But the high school really the focus of our broadcast this evening, and we thank coaches Peterson, Cook, Reel, and Otker for all of their work and efforts to get us information here this evening to be able to identify the young people. It's a little bit easier than some sports because you aren't required with that mask while you're on the mat, which is good. But, you know, the thing about it is we kind of joked around about the inability to shake hands last year. But, you know, the problem with that is there's such a respect factor when it comes to the sport of wrestling because both participants, every time they take the mat, John, understand what the other individual has gone through to get themselves prepared to take the mat, and it's not easy.
Yeah, I know very little about that, Charlie, but I would agree with that to the point that, yeah, you know, they've all worked hard to get to the point that they're at, and, you know, I've watched actually a reality TV show about a gentleman that has talked about wrestling on YouTube in the last little bit, and he talked about, you know, an awful lot of, especially younger kids, he talked about, you know, they cry after a lot of matches, and he said it's because it's, you know, it's very much one person is dominating the other generally in the end in how the matches end, and, you know, that's kind of an interesting take on things.
Yeah, it's such a jolt of adrenaline. You know, you're a one-on-one type of match. I mean, it's kind of the old, I mean, not quite, you know, nobody's dying at the end of it, but it's kind of the old, you know, gladiator concept, really. You know, it's a one-on-one opportunity, and you know, when you're out there, your coaches can coach you from the chairs on the sidelines here, but man, basically you're kind of on your own to figure things out.
It's interesting to me how much coaching happens sometimes, though, Charlie, in that you know, sometimes if you listen to a coach and you know what they're talking about, which I sometimes kind of understand, they anyway, they are generally like actually controlling what you're doing, sometimes to the point where they're literally telling you exactly what they want you to do, and if you can do it, you may get the win.
Thing about it is, when you're on the sideline, the coach is yelling out instructions. There's no secrets. He's not taking his play card and covering his mouth like they do on the sidelines of the NFL. Basically,
you mean he's not talking into your ear in the helmet? Yeah, I thought that's what those.
Yeah, he's telling your opponent that you know what you're going to try to do, and you know some of the things that people don't think about is the preparation that comes to just making sure you can arrive at a match and wrestle, because you have to make weight, of course. You have to have your skin checked when we arrived. They were talking about, you know, going through that to make sure everybody was okay, so you don't spread anything between one another, let alone COVID. Lots of other things on the skin side that get spread back and forth, unfortunately, with a close contact sport like wrestling. But, you know, they do all those checks ahead of time, and a lot of that's done by the folks who will be officiating these matches. And we talk about a lot shortages when it comes to officials in basketball and football, but that's nothing new for wrestling. They've been short on officials forever.
Wrestling has been in a desperate need of more officials for a very long time. I feel like part of it is that you have to have so much knowledge of the sport in order to be able to do that.
Yeah, you probably had to have been a wrestler and somebody who really not only just, you know, participated, but really paid attention to how things operated and are able to think about the match almost as if you were part of it. And so that makes it a little bit more difficult. Not that saying, you know, you probably should have some knowledge of the game if you're a football or a basketball official too, but it's a little more intensive when it comes to the wrestling side of things. We're just about a few minutes away from kicking off the matches here this evening. Again, it's a triangular: Pittsfield, Quincy High School, and Quincy Notre Dame on the high school side. On the junior high side, it's Pittsfield and Quincy Junior High. And in the youth, it looks like we've got wrestlers from everywhere. Pittsfield, Quincy, Camp Point Central, and maybe a few others mixed in here. Now, there's a bunch of youngsters here, and you're talking like kindergarten-sized kids to seniors in high school, all in the gym tonight to take on the mats. So it'll be a fun evening for you. Glad you've joined us on Central Illinois Sports. A break here on the Great Rivers Bank pregame show. Back with more after this.
Camp Point Central Sports are proud to have Dew Wester Grain as a sponsor of this broadcast. Dew Wester Grain, there for you for all your grain and feed needs. Why don't you give them a call and check out all the locations of Dew Wester Grain? With locations in Golden, Paloma, Mount Sterling, Clayton, La Prairie, Liberty, Industry, Carthage, and Blandonsville. For more information, call Deer Wester Grain Services 696-4461. That's 696-4461, or on the web at deerwestergrain.com. The caring and experienced professionals at Hamilton Funeral Homes are here to support you through this difficult time. We offer a range of personalized services to suit your family's wishes and requirements. You can count on us to help you plan a personal, lasting tribute to your loved one, and we'll carefully guide you through the many decisions that must be made during this challenging time. You're welcome to call us at any time of the day, any day of the week. Visit our funeral home in person or on the web at hamiltonfuneralhome.com. Call 217-593-6517.
For all of your commercial and residential trash pickup needs, call Trash Queen, serving Pike, Scott, and Morgan counties with affordable residential trash service and roll-off dumpsters. We're proud to be locally owned and operated and want to earn your business. Give us a call to find out just how affordable our rates really are. Call Trash Queen at 217-320-4320. That's 217-320-4320. Or check us out on Facebook. Trash Queen, our business is picking up.
Illini Community Hospital is committed to providing high-quality specialty care close to home. We are pleased to welcome Dr. William Severino, urologist, and Dr. Mark Mount, ear, nose, and throat physician, to the consulting physician clinic team at the Castile Center. Specialty care is also provided for orthopedics, cardiology, podiatry, obstetrics, oncology, and more. Learn more by visiting IlliniHospital.org or call 217-285-2113, extension 3950 to schedule an appointment.
Call Best Systems Builders for all your insulation needs. We are a full-service insulation contractor offering both open and closed cell spray foam, blown cellulose, and fiberglass installation. Best Systems has 2 BPI certified professionals ready to inspect your home or business today. You may qualify for incentives through the American Act on Energy program. Call Scott or Michael at 217-285-6005 for your free estimate, or visit us online at gobestsystems.com and start saving money on your energy bill today. B&R Heating and Cooling HVAC service is the best local choice. Phone 217-285-2856. They offer all types of HVAC services on all units. B&R can also service commercial refrigeration units, freezers, coolers. B&R Heating and Cooling HVAC service. If you're not, they make you cool. Right now, as we head to winter, get your heating units checked out. 285-2856. B&R Heating and Cooling in Pittsfield. Abney Home Improvement is a family-owned company with Christian values. We have a passion for helping our customers find the best products at a great price. We understand making a large purchase of windows and doors for your home is a big investment. Our mission is to be completely upfront with you. We have built our business on trust and reputation. We depend on our customers to refer us to friends and family for their home improvement needs. Call 573-221-0886. We finish what we start with quality for you. Abney Home Improvements, 100% satisfaction is what we build our business on.
Back with you on the Great Rivers Bank pre-match show on Central Illinois Sports. By the way, if you're looking for highlights of tonight's wrestling action, you can check those out on KHQA Channel 7 as we see Mr. Chris Dewar himself in the gymnasium tonight. Held the highlights for you and then posted online at khqa.com as well. Great Rivers Bank, they've made it easier than it's ever been to apply for a loan at greatriversbank.bank. And we invite you to log on and find out more about their services and check out that online loan application. If you're in the need of a home loan or an auto loan, it's greatriversbank.bank. They're going to play the national anthem here. We'll step aside for a break, and then we'll have wrestling action for you on Central Illinois Sports.
Pikeland Motors, located on the east side of the square in Pittsfield, is the place to go for your next new or used vehicle purchase. Plus, they have great service after the sale. Call Pikeland Motors at 285-2196. And after your trip to Pikeland with that new vehicle, head on down to the Riverbank in Florence. Great steak night every Thursday night. The drinks are cold, the food is hot at the Riverbank in Florence, on the banks of the Illinois River, and sometimes in it. Thanks to Doug Daniel and Riverbank and Pikeland Motors for sponsoring tonight's broadcast.
If you're near retirement or thinking about retiring, you probably have questions. How do you make your savings last? How much should you take out and when? You're ready for retirement, but are your finances? Your Edward Jones financial advisor, Derek Harris, can help you build a strategy to help your finances keep up with your needs over the long haul. You've done what it takes to get there. Now it's time to make the most of retirement. Stop by the office at 1891 Main Street in Quincy, Illinois for a face-to-fact appointment. Edward Jones, Making Sense of Investing, member SIPC.
Back with you at Voschel Gymnasium in Pittsfield for wrestling action on Central Illinois Sports. They're also introducing some of the young Saki readers who have met their reading goals throughout the year, and a couple of youngsters in attendance here tonight at the wrestling match. They have an opportunity to attend a wrestling match, a boys or girls basketball game, and then you can get recognized right here. And congratulations to those youngsters for meeting their goals. And you know, it's always good to see people come out, and there's quite a few people here to watch the event tonight with as many wrestlers as there are. A good crowd on hand here at Voschel Gymnasium. And I think another thing that really is impressive about the wrestling community is how people really will support one another, even when it's not your guy or gal, maybe a guy or girl. Wrestling is, I think there's actually going to be a girls' state tournament now in the IHSA, which has probably been a long time coming. But are you going to text me?
I sent you a text with you and John of the lineups.
Oh, thank you.
I sent Chris Dora an offer to come up and assist us, and his quote was, "I have no knowledge of anything. You know that better than anyone, my friend."
Well, I don't believe that for a second, but
that guy knows a lot about a lot of things.
Yep. But what I was saying is, you know, you find yourself when you're not wrestling against, you know, that opponent, you kind of pull for that person. And, you know, Jack, I know you were a wrestling participant back in the Stone Age, but you remember some of those people who gave you some of those really good matches, and some of them remember you.
The very first match I ever wrestled at sophomore year, 185, was against Rex Johnson from La Harpe, Illinois. Many, many years later, I was at the Greenfield-La Harpe-Scioto semifinal football game, and this guy kept looking at me. And finally at halftime, when we were sharing a Mountain Dew, he comes up and he goes, "You're Jack Hall." And I said, "You're Rex Johnson." And he said,
"Give me my Mountain Dew back. Why are you sharing that?"
I said, "Rex, I know why I remember you. You got second in the state that year. You're the very first guy I ever wrestled. But why do you remember me?" He said, "Jack, you were the only guy I didn't pin the entire regular season." So then that was like 25, 30 years later. So that was kind of interesting.
Yeah, so that's definitely some lasting memories. And that's what high school athletics and junior high athletics should be. It should be about making those memories and creating good habits that help to lead you into a good life as an adult. And the discipline and really the grit that you have to be good at this sport, man, those things can really pay off.
The thing that people need to understand is, you think you've been worn out when you are playing a football game or whatever you're doing? Wrestle 6 minutes against a person who's quite matched up, almost similar to you. Tony Boozum was that guy for me. I wrestled him 8 times, and he beat me by 1 point every time. And after the 6 minutes, I guarantee you, you are exhausted. You have to be in great shape, and guys like Chris Reel are just running your tail off to get you ready for this, because 6 minutes of wrestling is an unbelievable amount of energy over the time.
Yeah, it is. You got to be in tip-top shape, and it takes a while to get to that point. And definitely something, Jack, I think Derek wants to take a look at that sheet again real quick for you to make a couple of changes.
They're Indian givers. They're taking them back from us now.
Not sure if we're allowed to say that anymore, but I guess we have. And Thomas is wearing his heated jacket. Look at there. Man, what a guy. Yeah, it's cold outside, but it's nice and warm in here this evening.
Chris Reel makes the comment, we haven't had this many people in here watching wrestling since we hosted a regional one year. Isn't that super? It is super to have it. I'll tell you, you know, Chris Reel, you talked about the Stone Age when I wrestled. I think Chris Reel was a youth wrestling coach maybe when I was in school.
I don't think so. Maybe close, though. He's done it for a while, and you talk about the
accolades to my wife who brought me some popcorn to get me through till supper time.
You talk about the number of hours that somebody dedicates to something, and you look at a guy like Chris Reel, who is the coach of the Saki youth wrestling program, and the pure number of hours on the practice side that he puts in is pretty remarkable. And I don't think you probably want to break down the paycheck on a per-hour basis, mostly because I'm not sure there is a paycheck. And secondly, if there is, I don't think the per hour probably meeting the minimum wage standards in the great state of Illinois. We're just moments away, I would say, from our first matches. They're still getting some final things written down in the books. Let's step aside for a break on the Great Rivers Bank pre-match show. We'll have wrestling for you next.
Pike Feeds is a locally owned and operated feed mill in Pittsfield. We know and understand the passion you have for your livestock. That's why for the past 30 years, we've served our customers with quality products such as premixes, supplements, and complete feeds for multiple livestock species. Pike Feeds in-house nutritionists will create a nutritional program to ensure maximum performance of your operation. Stop by 1250 West Washington Street, Pittsfield, or call 217-285-5656.
Well, Jack, I haven't heard him ring the bell yet, but I think they're getting ready to wrestle. Maybe that's just professional wrestling to do that. By the way, if you've never watched real wrestling, which this is just wrestling, and you've watched professional wrestling, you're probably tuning in tonight and saying, where's the ring? Well, they had to put it away before, so nobody could jump off the top rope.
My mom, your grandmother, Marge Holt, told me that when I told her I was going to wrestle. You're not doing that stuff we watched on Channel 10 at the end of the night before they shut the TV off. I said, no, Mom. And she used to squeeze her hands so tight that she would poke holes in her hands with her fingernails over that time.
Again, if you're just joining us, the black mat on the right is going to be the junior high mat to start with. The high school mat will be the one on the left. The first matchup on the high school mat will be Pittsfield and Quincy Notre Dame, and it's Pittsfield and Quincy Junior High on the junior high mat. And starting out, Hayden Franklin for Pittsfield. He's in the red and black singlet. And Eli Zanger for Quincy Junior High in the blue singlet. They are the heavyweights for this junior high team, and they're underway here in their first period as both still fighting for position here. Now we'll get some, we get a couple of points on a takedown here for the wrestler in Franklin from Pittsfield. Now we'll get a
That's a reversal. I don't know if he completed the reversal. They said no.
Nope. Mitchell Barton, the official here, tells us no, he did not gain the advantage, and now he has. So the match is tied at 2. Zanger does get the 2 points for the reversal. 28 seconds to play, or left in this first period to wrestle here. He's trying to get him on his back. Franklin fighting hard. Zanger has reached the top position now. Franklin trying to keep those shoulders off the mat. 13 seconds left in the period here, trying to keep himself from getting pinned and unable to do so. And Eli Zanger starts off the match for Quincy Junior High with a pin at the heavyweight level.
At Pittsfield and Q&D, that's going to be on our left mat tonight, on the red mat. We're going to have Pavasayak from Notre Dame and Ethan Thompson at the 152 mark. That's how we'll start things off in the dual match between Q&D and Pittsfield as we get things going. It's Pabisiak. Pavasayak is how I'm going with it, unless you know a better pronunciation. They'll be at the 152, and I do not know the first names of the Notre Dame kids. We only have initials.
I believe they're on your sheet here if you'll look on the back page. Here on the right mat, the black mat, Eli Terpstra of Pittsfield and Lily Floria of Quincy Junior High at 167 are the wrestlers you see in action, as they haven't started the high school mat quite yet. So the action here on the junior high side, it looks like Lily Floria not going to get a takedown there, that they will award points now to Terpstra. He's got the advantage, looking for the pin, and the referee taking a glance there. Floria trying hard to keep that from occurring here in the first period. 30 seconds to play here in the first period of this 167-pound weight class on the junior high side. It looks like Terpstra is going to get the pin for Pikeland Community School, and so he'll get the victory. So each team has won a match, and you tell us about our first match on the red mat, which is the high school match, Jack.
Yep, we've got Nathan Pavasayak, and he'll be taking on Ethan Thompson at 152 tonight. Ethan, of course, was the starting center on the JV football team, and got some time in on the varsity too. He is a junior, I do believe, and he'll be taking on the Q&D wrestler, shaking hands and getting ready to go. Two good-looking athletes on the left-hand mat, on the red mat, as they fight for position. 2-minute periods in high school wrestling.
On the black mat here, we have at 145 Dylan Leonard and Alex Wells wrestling.
Still in the neutral position are the two young men from Q&D and Pittsfield. Pittsfield in the black singlets. Thompson trying to get position here. And he's got a very muscular young man that he's wrestling against. Thompson's got a little height advantage, but maybe gives up some muscle advantage as that's kind of what you see. Thompson tries to shoot, and Pavasayak is able to fight him off on the left-hand side. No score in the first period. We're at the 1:10 mark of the first period here. Both men in the up position right now, just where they started.
On the black mat on the junior high side, Leonard and Wells are in the first period, nearly over there, and after one period, it's going to be Wells leading that match 2-0. So the Quincy Junior High wrestler with the early advantage here in the junior high match on the black mat. Again, the black mat, junior high and youth wrestling. The red mat is the high school, and still fighting for position, Thompson and Pavasayak of Pittsfield and Quincy Notre Dame, respectively.
Thompson trying to get a leg. By the way, junior high, they apparently do 1.5-minute periods. High school, 2-minute periods. Both guys up, 30 seconds left in the first period. Thompson still trying to get position on the Q&D Raider wrestler. Kind of locked up there at the 22nd mark. And
here on the right match, Jack, Alex Wells is going to get a pin over Dylan Leonard, so he wins at that 145-pounder. And you're still having a couple of guys looking for position
Thompson
there.
Fighting it off there, my goodness. He was close to giving up the 2-point takedown, but he fought it off. And we're going to be at neutral 0-0 after the first 2 minutes. Q&D, Pavasayak, and Thompson.
On the right mat here, on the black mat, Jake Otker of Pittsfield and Ben Shelp of Quincy Junior High at a 155-pound matchup.
Pavasayak won the flip, but he decided to take the down position. And trying to get some right points here is Thompson, trying to turn the man over and get some back points there in the early going of the second period. No score. Thompson working high here. He needs to be a little bit careful that he doesn't get the momentum over the top.
They're out of bounds here on the junior high side, so they'll get them back to the middle of the mat and start at the neutral position here. 31 seconds left in the first period there.
Thompson with that right arm under, trying to get the points to work the man over on his back. Reason you take the bottom position, you could stand up and get 1 point in the neutral position or get a 2-point reversal, but Thompson doing a nice job riding him high there, trying to get the half Nelson in and get some position there. No score in this 152-pound high school match.
Really good 2 matches going on right now. On the black mat, looks like Shelp is going to get 2 points right at the end of the first period to go up 2-0 in the blue singlet. Ben Shelp of Quincy Junior High with a 2-0 lead after 1.
Thompson just about had the man out of bounds, but pulled him back on the mat as he felt like he had some position on him, and Ethan's working hard to try to get a move on here, trying to get that leg in. Couldn't quite get that. Dennis Pavasayak fouled him off there, looking to try to get that 1 point, and he does. And a 1-0 lead for Q&D's Pavasayak with 40 seconds left in the second period here. Now Thompson with a chance to get the 2-point takedown and take the lead back.
30 seconds left in that second period. A really contested match on the high school red mat. On the black mat, it's a 2-0 advantage for Ben Shelp of Quincy Junior High, and if Jake Otker can get it free of that grasp, it's going to be 2-1, and it is, as he gets the 1-point escape there, and it's 2-1.
Otker, a good athlete in that PCS match, so you got to believe his opponent's pretty decent. Pavasayak trying to get the takedown, but Thompson fighting him off with 6-5-4. Thompson spun out of that. We're going to go to the third period with a 1-0 lead for Pavasayak. Nathan Pavasayak over Ethan Thompson. Thompson will be down and have an opportunity to get the escape or the reversal here and take the tie it up or take the lead.
Now Jake Otker's got his man and Ben Shelp down on his back. Has received 3 points and is trying to get him on a pin here. And he's very close, trying to finish it off here. Shelp trying hard, but Otker gets the pin in the second period. Tremendous match going on in that red mat, though, Jack. 2 very, very even wrestlers, and it's 1-1, 1:43 left in the third.
Thompson decided to take the up position in the neutral position instead of trying the reversal, and he's tied the game up, or tied it up at 1-1, actually, because Pavasayak let him get that up, and we're tied up with 1:30 left in the third period, 1-1. And they're telling the Q&D man he needs to do something. Thompson's close to getting it, and he's got the 2-point takedown, and he's got a 3-1 lead here. Now riding high and trying to keep the man in that position down. He's got the 3-1 lead, does Ethan Thompson.
Just over a minute left in the third period. On the black mat, we see a match in the 80-pound weight class. Tucker Pines and Charles Ray are the wrestlers there. Ray in the blue singlet for Quincy Junior High. They're just underway in the first period on the right-hand mat. On the black side, on the red side of things, it's Ethan Thompson and Nathan Pavasayak in a tremendous match. 47 seconds left in that third period. 3-1, Thompson has the lead. He's in the black singlet tonight.
Thompson trying to ride it out here with 40 seconds left, but he's been aggressive trying to get the man on his back. Pavasayak, actually Thompson could let him up in the closing minutes here instead of allowing him to get a reversal to secure the win. Since he's got a 2-point lead, he could give up that single point if he took a notion to. Now he's got the half Nelson in on Pavasayak, tries to flip to the other side, and keeps working with 19, 18, 17 seconds left. Thompson trying to secure the win. This would be a nice win for Thompson. Got to pay attention to that horn that's on your match. Now the hands are locked there, so there's going to be a penalty point with 4.6 seconds left, I do believe. So they'll give 1 point to Q&D. And John Peterson, the head coach.
So they're going to put 7 seconds on that clock. It's 3-2, so that's very important. He's got to keep him down for those 7 seconds, or we could see overtime in this opening match between Thompson and Pavasayak.
Yeah, you don't want to let him get the escape here. Pavasayak trying to get the escape. Thompson doing a nice job riding it out. 2-1, and Thompson's going to secure the win. And the 152 match for the Pittsfield High School Socky wrestling team.
Wow, just what a way to start the matchup between Pittsfield and Q&D, and Thompson gets a big victory there on this right mat. On the black mat, Tucker Pines has a 5-2 advantage over Charles Ray in the second period, actually, in that match, with about a minute left in that second period. But Ray trying to gain some points here and get Pines on his back.
Noah Clark will wrestle for Q&D at 160. It'll be Baxter for Pittsfield, and that's Aiden Baxter. Aiden must have been a popular name back about this time when kids were born 14, 15, 16 years ago. That'll be at the 160. Pittsfield with the lead here. With only 5 wrestlers, they won't be able to get the team win tonight because they'll have too many forfeits, but boy, just getting wins.
Pines got the reversal. He's up 7-2 now in that 80-pound match on the right-hand mat on the black mat. In the junior high matchup, an 80-pound matchup there between Pines and Ray. You said another match getting ready to start here on the red mat at the high school level.
Noah Clark for Quincy Notre Dame in the light-colored singlet. Pittsfield in the black singlets. That's Aiden Baxter for Pittsfield. They're fighting for position in the first 2 minutes of this match. Looks like they're going to have a very aggressive match here. Baxter's getting real aggressive out there. These Q&D kids have got some good-looking arms. They've been in the weight room working hard.
These guys are built very similar, not very tall young man. I would say that the Q&D wrestler does have a little bit of an advantage when it comes to overall reach.
Yep, he's a little shorter built maybe than Baxter, but
longer arm.
Baxter doing a nice job of fighting him off there as they're fighting position. Now Q&D's man's trying to control both arms, and he'll think about a shooting in here. Got to be careful about that head butt in the middle because you can cause a concussion in wrestling very easily.
Minute 5 left in that first period there on the red mat. Still nothing on the right-hand black mat. It's a 7-2 lead for Tucker Pines over Charles Ray right now. But Ray gets a 2-point reversal and makes it a 7-4 score with 55 seconds left in the third period.
You thought basketball was fast-paced, huh, Charlie? Baxter and Clark for Q&D and Baxter for Pittsfield. Fighting it out here, nothing with 40 seconds left in the first. Baxter wasn't willing to shoot. Now he's just trying to get the control and muscle the man down to the mat. Baxter's got to be careful as Clark's trying to get spun around to get the 2-point conversion. Now Baxter's got the leg and they're both off the mat, and they'll reset both of them up with 23.8 seconds left in the first period.
7-4 score on the black mat, but Charles Ray trying to get the man turned over for the possible pin here. Pines fighting hard to keep that from happening with 10 seconds to play in the third period with Pines on top 7-4. 5 seconds left as the clock ticks down, and it looks like he is going to survive and win this one 7-4. So the Pittsfield wrestler gets the victory there. 3 seconds left on the red match. Yep. It looks like after that first period, Jack, it's still going to be 0-0.
It's going to be 0-0 after the first period here. And so we'll see who wins the flip and who's going to be up and who's going to be down. Q&D's going to have the choice. They're going to take the neutral position, they say, as the Q&D man won the flip. They're going to go neutral, I do believe. Yep.
On this right match, we'll see at 105 of the junior high level, Jake Ader and Brylan Hill. Ader for Pittsfield. Hill's got an early 2-0 advantage with a 2-point takedown, and he's trying to get Ader flipped over here as Hill trying to make quick work of the man in the first period. Now he's got him on his back for a minute, but not long enough to get back points in this junior high match. 40 seconds to wrestle in that first period on the black mat. On the red mat, it's still Baxter and Clark, and there's still nothing. 1:30 left to wrestle in the second.
Tell you what, that'll really fatigue you when you're both up like that. Now, Clark trying to get the position, but Baxter fighting him off there. And what's happened is Clark's grabbed that hand and really trying to swing it and get that back position. Now, underneath is Baxter. He's got a leg. If he can pull the man back up on the mat,
They're both
they're
out.
going to say they're both out of the circle and they'll reset.
Here, Hill has a 4-1 lead on the black mat. He's got his man on his back now with 4 seconds left in the first period. He gets the pin. Right in the waning seconds of the first period, Brylan Hill gets the victory for Quincy Junior High. Next up on the mat, we'll see at 112, Tucker Shaw against Isaac Smith. Shaw for Pittsfield in the red singlet. Smith is in the blue for QJHS on the black mat.
Now we're going to see a 2-point takedown by Clark, and he's trying to get some position to roll the man over. Got that leg tucked. He's going to tuck both legs and try to put in possibly a guillotine there. We'll see if that's what he tries for. If he can get his head under that arm, he'll try to flip the man over and get those back points and go for the pin.
So Clark has that.
40 seconds left, and 2-0 Clark with the lead over Baxter from Pittsfield.
Now it looks like on the right mat, Tucker Shaw trying to keep him getting pinned. Isaac Smith has him on his back trying to get the pin. 30 seconds left in the first period and a 2-0 lead for the QJHS wrestler. Now Baxter trying to get up on the red mat. He now is taken back down. Those Clark wouldn't let him escape that grasp. 3 back points awarded on the black mat here on the right side for the QJHS wrestler and Isaac Smith. He's got a 5-0 lead.
Now the Comet man just about had his hand across the throat, and they'd stop the match in that situation. 5 seconds left in the varsity match here between QD and Pittsfield, and Clark's going to have the 2-0 lead. We'll go to the third period.
Red mat is high school, black mat is junior high. Both have finished a period in a very similar time. On the black mat, it's a 5-0 lead for Isaac Smith of Quincy Junior High. And on the red mat, a 2-0 lead for Noah Clark of Quincy Notre Dame.
They're both going to be up here. And a 2-0 lead for Clark from QD, trying to secure the win in the final 2 minutes. And when you went 4 minutes already this hard, your fatigue level is high, and you've got to be in great shape to be able to keep going in the third period here.
Yeah, we saw a great match in the first one with Ethan Thompson picking up the victory for Pittsfield there. But right now, QD's Clark's going to get 2 more points with a takedown and take a 4-0 lead with 1:30 left in the third.
Now Baxter's going to have to spin him around and get him on his back to be able to secure the win. All that time while Noah Clark is trying to secure a pin, as he's got that half Nelson stuck in on the left-hand side.
Here on the black mat, Isaac Smith just finishes off the match with a pin of Tucker Shaw in the second period of that match. And next up on the black mat, we'll see at 112, Fisher McEwen of Pittsfield and Cale Mixer of Quincy Junior High.
Clark's got both legs over the top there and got the man spun over as he's got control of Baxter right now. You stick that leg in there and you control the legs, it's much like any sport. Now he's trying to get the back points as he's got Baxter on his back. 45 seconds left. Baxter trying to avoid the pin, but it appears Clark's got the position and he will get the 16 points and the pin. It comes at the 5-minute and 9.5 second mark.
Here on the right mat, it's a 4-0 lead for the Quincy Junior High wrestler and Cale Mixer over Fisher McEwen at 112 of the junior high match. And next up on the red mat, Jack, who do we have for Pittsfield and Quincy Notre Dame?
Tristan Pritz for QD, and on the Pittsfield side is Mason Davis, the senior, the lone senior on this team. And Mason's been a very successful wrestler over his career. Not sure of the history between he and Pritz, but I'm sure they've wrestled many times. Davis will start up in the black singlet. Let's see how things go. Davis being very aggressive in the beginning, looking for the 2 points, and he gets it very quickly. 5 seconds into the match, Davis up by 2, and he's already got the half Nelson in, trying to roll the man over and trying to make quick work of this match on Pritz. He's got Pritz on his back now, and he's already secured 3 points, but now going for the pin. Pritz trying to get him off the mat and close to being successful, but they won't call that off until they absolutely have to when you've got a man on his back. Pritz is fighting for his life, and they're going to call him off, and that'll be 3 points on the back points and a 5-0 lead for Davis with 1:29 left in the first period. Davis trying to make quick work of this one.
That's on the red mat at the high school level. On the black mat, junior high, Fisher McEwen of Pittsfield trailing Cale Mixer of Quincy Junior High 4-0, a minute left in the second period of that match.
Davis trying to get the half Nelson on the right side, spin the man over. He's definitely got the balance position right now as he's on top in the early going, trying to work that left arm with the hold there. Now trying to actually work him from the left side and turn the man over in that double chicken wing. Let's see if he can pull it over. He's got the man on his back in Pritz again and quickly gets the pin. 58 seconds into the match, Mason Davis secures the pin.
On the black mat, 30 seconds left in the second period, and it's still a 4-0 advantage for Cale Mixer over Fisher McEwen of Quincy Junior High and Pittsfield, respectively.
182 match for Pittsfield will be Tucker Cook, and on the other side will be Taylon Scott, Taylin. Taylon Scott will be going against Tucker Cook. Cook, a freshman, but he's got a lot of experience, probably one of the more experienced wrestlers in this program.
His dad, Rob, the junior high coach, and coaching hard Matt's side right now.
He's been wrestling his dad. He knows what it's like to have a guy with a weight advantage, but now they're equal.
It is a 7-0 advantage on the black mat for the Quincy Junior High wrestler Cale Mixer as they head into the third and final period.
Cook shoots the leg and gets the 2-point takedown early. Now Cook's going to quickly try to turn the man over, and Taylon Scott fighting hard for his life there as Tucker Cook has went to both sides looking for that rollover and trying to get that 3-point back points. He's got the arm in on the left-hand side trying to secure the legs, but they are fighting against each other in opposite ways right now as Taylon Scott really doing a nice job fighting back. Now Cook's got the half Nelson in, got the man spun over on his back, tries to do the squeeze here and secure the pin. He's close to having the pin, and he's got it. That came at the 39-second mark as Tucker Cook, the freshman, getting the big win over QND. Now we'll have up to 195. It'll be Darnell. That's Ryan Darnell for QND. And Noah Alger is going to be the wrestler for Pittsfield.
We're almost done on this junior high match on this side. It looks like Mixer's close to a pin. Fisher McEwen going to spin out of that, but he's down 11-0 here in the third period. Mixer's going to get a couple more points awarded there as well. And with 10 seconds left, he probably can just ride this one out.
Noah Alger looking for a little bragging rights with his dad, who's a QND grad, taking on his alma mater's opponent in Darnell. That's Ryan Darnell. They're at the 195 mark. That's their weight class they're at right now. Nice job by Alger going in and getting the leg. Now can he complete it? Darnell trying to spread it back out and stop that move. Now Alger's got to be careful as Darnell's going to get the 2-point takedown, it appears, and he will. That comes at the 126 mark. Alger trying to take a sit position and get out of that. But Darnell's got the leg now, and so Alger's going to have to fight from the bottom position to try to get back in this match. He'll stand it up. Darnell will throw him across the hip and take him back down to the match. Boy, this is a dandy match. In either going here at the 195 mark, Charlie.
Well, if you want to get real confused, at the black mat at 119, we have Evan Darnell of Pittsfield wrestling against Cole Burgess of Quincy Junior High. Burgess gets the quick pin, I believe, here is what the call is going to be, and he gets a pin in the first period.
Chris Dewar from KHQA getting the highlights here. He'll have those at about 10:25 tonight. You'll want to check that out.
Next up on the junior high side at 126, Cade Perry of Pittsfield against Pierce Keller of Quincy Junior High. Keller in the blue singlet. against the man from Pittsfield and Perry.
Close to a full Nelson. They almost locked the hands, and that's a penalty point, but they did not get that, as Darnell still on the top here with 30 seconds left first period, leading 2-0 against Noah Alger. Alger fighting his way out of that, but he's got the single wing on the left side. Alger's got to fight from that, tries to spin out of it. Now we've got an unsafe move, and so they'll stop that position and put Noah Alger down, as they don't want to let a man get in a position where he can get injured, and so the referee doing a nice job there. Working from the right-hand side, a little bit unusual, is Darnell. Alger tries to stand up and get that 1 point in the escape. Couldn't quite get that done. 14, 13, 12 seconds left. Sitting out is Alger, and he's working hard.
He's trying to get that escape, and it looked like he's going to secure it here in the first period. It's going to be a 2-0 lead for Darnell after one.
Dangerous spot for that arm, and Alger doing a good job fighting out, and so they'll go to the second period with Alger trailing 2-0.
Here on the black mat, in the waning seconds of the first period, Cade Perry has a 2-1 advantage over the young wrestler Pierce Keller from Quincy Junior High, and it's 2-1 after one.
Noah Alger's going to take the bottom position here against Darnell at the 195 mark, trailing 2-0. Darnell did a nice job locking him up after he got the takedown the first period. Alger trying to stand up and break the hands. Darnell trying to get the leg in there on the trip. Now, nice job by Alger spinning him over. If he can just turn it around here, he can pick up that 2 points. But Darnell doing a good job fighting him off. Man, that was close. No points exchanged in that situation. Alger doing a really nice job as a freshman, trying to fight out of that, trying to get the reversal, trying to stay on the mat, and they'll be out of the circle, and they'll reset in the middle of the red mat in the high school match at 195. 2-0 Darnell with the lead. That's Ryan Darnell against Noah Alger, the freshman from Pittsfield.
Here on the junior high mat, the Quincy Junior High wrestler Pierce Keller has just tied the match up at 3 points apiece, and he's looking to try to get a pin on Cade Perry in the second period. Fighting hard there. Looking at the official, Perry trying to keep it from being a pin, and doesn't look like he's going to be able to do so. Still 55 long seconds left in that second period. Perry trying to kind of push out of that. He's pushing on the face a little bit of the wrestler.
Now Alger's on his back here trying to fight out of the pin position from Darnell, and Darnell will get the pin. 55 seconds left in the second period, so a minute and 45 seconds into the second period. Darnell will get the pin over Alger.
On the black mat here on the junior high side at 126, Caden Riddenbark will wrestle against Cooper Cam. Riddenbark for Pittsfield, Cam for Quincy.
We've got a double forfeit in the 220 position, and then Aiden Brunier will get the forfeit in the heavyweight position. Double forfeit in the 106 and the 113. Moore will get the forfeit. We will not have a match till we get to 126, where it'll be Harrison for Q&D, I do believe, and Steinkamp for, Harrison's for Pittsfield. They switched him on me. Steinkamp, Hunter Harrison for Pittsfield. At the 126 will be our next competitive match. In fact, our last competitive match of the Q&D and Pittsfield dual match.
On the junior high side, it's a 2-0 lead for Cooper Cam over Caden Riddenbark in the first period. Cam got the 2-point takedown early in this match, and now he's trying to get Riddenbark turned over here. 23 seconds left in the first period there.
We'll go to the 126, the match between Q&D and Pittsfield. It'll be Hunter Harrison, the freshman from Pittsfield, taking on Steinkamp. Curtis Steinkamp for Q&D. Once again, Pittsfield in the black singlets. And Harrison's going to give up the 2-point takedown to Steinkamp in the early going first 10 seconds of the match.
Headed to the second period on the black mat, and it's a 2-0 advantage for Cam over Riddenbark. Cam with the blue singlet.
Steinkamp almost got a little bit over the top there, and Harrison just about rolled him over and got the reversal, but couldn't get it done. Now he'll get the escape, and it's a 2-1 match. Sometimes if you think you can get the takedowns, you'll let him go. Oh, Harrison so close, but couldn't get the leg free. and gives up the 2-point takedown to Steinkamp, down 4-1 in the early going here. 1:18 left first period in the high school match. Ooh.
Harrison just a freshman. Here's another 2-point takedown on the black mat for Cooper Cam, and he's taking a 4-0 lead in that junior high match over Caden Riddenbark. 1:10 left in the second period there. There's another escape for Harrison of Pittsfield on the red mat.
Steinkamp giving up that single point, thinking he can get the 2, and he leads 4-2. If Harrison could get the takedown, he could tie it up, but instead, Steinkamp's going to get the 2-point takedown and lead 6-2 with 45 seconds left in the first period in the high school match. Now he has Harrison on his back, trying to secure the pin, and the referee doing the count here. Close to a pin is Steinkamp over Harrison, got the leg lock. Harrison fighting out of it. He will get the 3 points for the near fall, making it a 9-2 match with 25 seconds left in the period.
That's on the red mat, of course. That's the high school matchup. On the black mat, it's Cooper Cam looking to pin Riddenbark, and he does with 22.4 seconds left in the second period. So Cam gets the victory there. 10 seconds left on the red mat.
Yeah, Steinkamp trying to get more back points here as he's trying to turn the man over. And the count is to see if it's a near fall, and I think he's going to get those 3 points, and that'll make it a 12-2 match after 1 period. As Steinkamp showing his ability to build up the points in this 126-pound match, Q&D and Pittsfield.
He's looking for that tech fall. Here on the black mat, we have a new match starting at 135. Mason Sapp against Roman Lillo. Sapp for Pittsfield in the dark singlet, Lillo in the blue.
We do not have names of the youth wrestlers if they get to wrestling later, but we'll be able to show you some film of that. Pick up a few familiar names. Now Harrison's on his back with Steinkamp, and Steinkamp's got the pin. He's got a lot of moves, does Steinkamp, very impressive wrestler, and he'll get the fall here at the 140 mark of the second period.
He made quick work of Harrison there, and Q&D with the victory in that matchup. And on the high school level, they have a break now as they won't have any other matches between Pittsfield and Quincy Notre Dame. Just some forfeits. On the junior high side, it's still the first period and a 2-0 lead for Mason Sapp of Pittsfield over Roman Lillo of Quincy Junior High, wrestling at 135 on the right-hand side mat that is in the black here tonight.
We'll start off the Quincy High School, Quincy Notre Dame match with an exhibition between Williams of QHS and Braxic, I do believe, of Q&D.
What's the first initial?
Ian Braxic, I believe it is.
Looks like Bruick, B-R-U-E-C-K.
Is he on the roster?
Yep, Quincy Notre Dame on the right.
Still trying to find it.
Here you are. On the right, it's B-R-U-E-C-K. He's the
there he is.
One of two Ians.
Bruick.
Ian Lynch also on the team, but that's Ian Bruick. Here on the junior high side of things, they're still wrestling, and Mason Sapp's got a 2-0 advantage over the wrestler from Quincy Junior High and Roman Lillo. 1:15 left in the second period there. Now Lillo is trying to gain an advantage, and he's going to get warned for.
He'll lose a
he's
point.
actually going to lose a point for grasping the hands. So it'll be 3-0 Sapp on top there. And so the penalty there is a point for Sapp. 1:10 left in the second period. Lillo starts in the top position, looking for an advantage again, has been warned for grasping of the hands. So he separates the hands, has a hand over the shoulder and one near the thigh. And now they will again say you cannot grasp your hands. And Mitchell Barton, the official, will do some teaching now of what you should be doing, what you shouldn't be doing to make sure everything stays legal.
But he will not write him a citation like he would speeding when he's 16 years old, since Mitchell is a police officer.
So another point there for Sapp on the penalty. And so Sapp has a 4-0 advantage here with 55 seconds left in the second period.
Captains meeting on the red mat. Q&D and QHS will wrestle. Exhibition match to start things, and then we'll start at the 132-pound weight class between QD and QHS.
Now the wrestlers are out of bounds on the black mat. Sapp of Pittsfield still with a 4-0 lead. He's in the red singlet this evening, red and black, against Roman Lillo of Quincy Junior High. They're at 135 pounds. In the 12th match on the junior high side, they'll wrestle 19 total matches there.
Yeah, pretty much full squads from both teams, QHS and Quincy Notre Dame. So we'll have that for you coming up here in just a couple of minutes, starting with the exhibition.
Now Sapp, he got an escape a moment ago. Now he's got a 2-point takedown. He's up 7-0 with 7 seconds left in the second period. Trying to roll Lillo onto his back to get some back points here. Not going to do so, though, before the buzzer sounds here in the second period. And they'll head to the third with Sapp up 7-0.
Got an exhibition match between Burrick of QD and Williams of Quincy High School. Trey Williams will be in the blue singlet and QD in the multicolored gold and blue singlets. Almost a blue-green, is it not?
It's yellow. It kind of fades to yellow. You're colorblind, so you can't tell, I know.
Looks gold to me. Both men up in the early going here. They'll go for 2 minutes at a time in the high school match, a minute and a half in the junior high matches. Burrick trying to get position on Williams, pushing that head down. Now Burrick has got the head control, and he will get the man directly to his back. What a job by Burrick. He'll take Williams to his back, and now Williams tries to flip him over.
What a strong move by Williams there.
That was pretty impressive. They said, wait a minute. We got 2-point reversal. And then a
Green's going to get one for
on a full Nelson. That's a penalty point. So it's 4-1 QD.
We have a little confrontation here on the right mat as the Quincy Junior High coach didn't agree with the officials' ruling there, but they will award 3 back points to the wrestler in Roman Lillo, and it's 7-3. Still 46.8 seconds left in that third period.
Williams on the bottom trying to get the escape, but Burrick doing a good job of being able to get him back down on the mat and maintain control. Burrick trying to maintain control, but I'll tell you, Williams looks like a guy that doesn't give up very easily for QHS.
Here, quite the reversal of fortunes as Mason Sapp's got a 7-3 lead, but Roman Lillo on the black mat looking for a pin. 26 seconds left, and he's going to get it, so he's down 7-3, but able to get the man on its back and secure the victory there. On the red mat at the high school level, QD's wrestler Bruick with a 4-1 lead over Williams of Quincy High School.
Really high on Williams. If Williams can get the arm and do the roll, he could actually get the reversal, maybe get him on his back. Now they're in a neutral position, but what a job by Burrick to work Williams back to his back again. You can only fight it off so many times, and Williams trying his best to fight it off, but Burrick has really got that pin move in deep, and he gets the pin with 27.9 seconds left in the first period. That's an exhibition match.
That's on the red mat. On the black mat, Jake Otker now wrestling 145. He wrestled 155 earlier, and he's wrestling against Brody Baker of Quincy Junior High. Baker in the blue and has an early 2-0 advantage over Otker in the first period. And the junior high level is a minute for the first period. The second and the third are a minute and a half.
Quincy High School's coach doing some coaching in that exhibition match. Hey, it's as important as any other match because you get a chance to wrestle, and that's all that makes any difference.
Yeah, a lot better than coming to a match and taking a double forfeit type of situation.
132 will be Dylan Becker of QHS taking on Luke Bliven of QD.
It's on the red mat.
And Quincy High School singlet there, a little bit more white in the top part of that one than I saw in the first match.
Trying to get everything reset on the scoreboard there. That's on the red mat. On the black mat after a period, it's a 2-0 lead for the Quincy Junior High wrestler in the blue and Baker over Otker of Pittsfield at 145.
Becker from QHS and Bliven of QD. The Killer Bees going after each other out here on the mat. They drove from Quincy to Pittsfield to wrestle against each other, and you got to like it. Chris Doerr likes it. He's getting a lot of video in these matches. Neither man gains control. As it appeared, Becker had a little bit of control but couldn't secure it, and will be back to the neutral position.
Now Baker trying to get a takedown, but Otker's going to get around the backside and get the 2 points for the takedown himself on the black mat. Otter trying to maintain the man in his grasp there as Baker really trying to fight hard to get the escape and take a 1 point advantage. 50 seconds left in that second period. It's a really good one. Now Baker's going to get the escape 1 point, so he leads 3-2 with 45 seconds left in that second period.
No score with a minute gone in the first period between QND and QHS is Becker of QHS and Bliven of QND. Becker trying to get the possession, but Bliven's fighting him off. Now Bliven's pushing the head down, trying to get to the back, and they go back to the neutral position. What a match.
Otker and Baker on the junior high side on the black matter. 3-2, Baker on top. 20 seconds left. He's going to try to shoot the legs of Otker now. Gets him down on the mat and is going to get 2 more points for the takedown here.
Good match in junior high. Jake Otker, a really good athlete, so the opponent there has got to be a tough one. Still neutral here. Becker trying to get the points, but Bliven's holding on to the leg, trying not to give it up. And neither man's got in position with 20 seconds left. Still 0-0 in this match between QND and QHS at 1:32 in the opening match of this dual competition.
The junior high match on the right side and the black mat is a 5-2 Baker lead in the third period, and Otker will start down here trying to make up some points in the early going. He's going to try to get that 1 point escape first of all.
Now we've completed the first period. No score between Bliven of QND and Becker of QHS.
Baker still in control on the right mat here. A 5-2, Otker trying to change some things there. Baker trying to get the arm and get the advantage. They're going to roll him over here.
Blevins went down to try to get some points. And Becker from QHS trying to plant the leg and get some back points in the early going of the second period here. Riding extremely high on Blevins. So Blevins, Becker really trying to work the head down, because if you can get the head down, you can control the body. Good crowd on hand tonight, huh? Man.
Yeah, there's a ton of people on both sides here at Boschel Gym to watch wrestling action. Certainly glad they're able to do so, and they've seen some good wrestling so far.
Becker trying to secure the head and get the half Nelson. He's got the feet in, but
that's still 0-0 in that match. 1:20 left in the second period. It's a really good matchup between the two wrestlers from QND and QHS.
Bliven's really fighting the man off in Becker, but Becker's now got control, and he works the man over on his back. He's at least got some back points. Now he's going to secure 3, and he gets the pin.
Wow.
106. Boy, did things change quickly there as Blevins were fighting him off. But Becker put the move in he wanted to and got the win.
Here, Jack, 6 seconds left in the third period. Otker's down 5-3. He needs the takedown to send it to overtime, and Baker not going to allow it to happen. He kept the low position and would not allow Otker to get the leg, and Baker wins that matchup 5-2-3 in the junior high matchup at 1:45. That will bring up the next match at 1:67. Hunter Waters will wrestle Lily Floria. And on the red mat, we've got another match between QHS and QND. Jack, to tell us about the participants there.
138, it's Durhecke of Quincy High School against Will Giblin of QND. And it appears in the early going, Durhecke's got the advantage and works the man in Giblin on his back, trying to get the quick pin here in the opening seconds of this match. Durhecke has lost the advantage, but he did get 2 back points, and he leads 4-0. Gunnar Durhecke against Will Giblian. Giblian is the QND wrestler, and he's in the bottom part of this match right now. 4-0 in the early going here.
On the black mat, we've got about 10 seconds left in the first period. Lily Floria trying to pin Hunter Waters here. She's got him down on his back and is going to run out of time in the period, it looks like. So Floria will get, I believe, 3 points for the near fall on the back points, and so Floria will have the 5-0 advantage heading into the second period.
Durhecke trying to get some points here on the back points. He just doesn't have the back secured enough. Even though he's got control of the legs, he will get 3 more points and leads 7-0 now. Durhecke trying to get him right on his back in Giblin.
Yeah, Durhecke's been in control, but now Giblin's got him rolled over, and he's going to get some back points of his own here, trying to get the man flipped in. Durhecke then back up and trying to stand here, so it's 7-2.
7-4. He gets a reversal and the 2 points in the back points.
All right, so 7-4 now, as
what a job by Giblin.
William Giblian has turned it. Oh, no, he's going to get the slam and the takedown here. Still has the position. He's going to trail 7-4, but after it looked like Durhecke was going to try to run away with that match, Jack, Giblian's really brought it back. On the black mat, we see Lily Floria just got a pin over Hunter Waters, and so Floria gets the victory there. That'll bring up a heavyweight matchup on the junior high side between Caden Davidsmeyer and Dalton Mays of Pittsfield and Quincy, respectively.
Durhecke will be on the bottom, leading 7-4 as Giblian decided to take the top part, but Durhecke is a handful. Giblian did a nice job. You've got to get a knee down on the mat before you bring the man down that hard, or you'll get a penalty point, and Giblian was able to do that. Durhecke trying to get the reversal, and he will, and he'll lead now 9-4. Now taking the man down on his back, and Giblian looking for more points, and he's going to have at least 3 and maybe the pin here. He's awful high on the man in Giblian, so Giblian has a chance to fight him off. Now Durhecke really sinks it in. He's got the man on his back, and he gets the pin. 1:23 left in the second period, so 2 minutes and 37 seconds into the match. Durhecke from Q&D gets the pin.
Well, 36 seconds into this first period on the junior high side, Dalton Mays gets the pin over Caden Davidsmeyer of Pittsfield. So Mays, the QJHS wrestler, with the victory there. We'll have another heavyweight matchup between Hayden Franklin of Pittsfield and Todd Smith of Quincy.
Quincy High School's Eric McClellan will take on Jack Miller of Q&D in this 145-pound match on the red varsity match as we start the first period. McClellan trying to shoot the leg early. He is a really long, tall young man, but so is Miller. Miller may have a little bit of a strength advantage, but McClellan has really got the leverage advantage in this one. You can tell that McClellan is a very skilled wrestler, and he's going to work the man down on his back, give up 2 points on the takedown, does not get the back points in the early going. But McClellan's already worked the man into his back move as he's got his pin move on the man in Miller, close to the pin. He may have a shoulder underneath that one shoulder and have trouble getting him all the way to the mat.
Here on the black mat, Jack, Todd Smith has just pinned Hayden Franklin 25 seconds into the first period. And Smith with the early victory, and then we get a pin on the red mat as well.
McClellan gets the pin against Miller of Q&D. QHS having 3 straight pins in this one. Little size disadvantage in the junior high on that right side mat.
I'll tell you what, Todd Smith looks like he could fit right in on the high school mat. He's a big boy. It looks like he's got plenty of room left to grow as well. Now we see Leaf DeJanes of Pittsfield against Alex Wells of Quincy Junior High.
Quincy High School has Ty Moore in the 152 against Nathan Pavasayak. Pavasayak, I think we came up with before.
Pavasayak.
Pavasayak. That's what my emphasis was in the wrong syllable, wasn't it? Ty Moore from QHS and Pavasayak from Q&D.
Alex Wells trying to make quick work of Leaf DeJanes on the black mat here on the junior high mat, close to a pin here in the first period. DeJanes trying to prevent that from occurring, trying to get twisted around there. 10 seconds left.
Pavasayak looked like he was in trouble, but he got the takedown into 2 points as he's got the back position on Ty Moore with 1:22 left in the first period.
Wells does secure the pin for Quincy Junior High, and at 85 pounds, it'll be Tucker Pines against Lohmeyer of QJHS. Didn't get a first name on Lohmeyer.
Those guys flew out on the mat, did they not?
They're excited at the 85-pound mark right now on the black mat. On the red mat right now, they're out of bounds with 1:05 left in the first period and a 2-0 advantage for the Q&D wrestler, I believe, Jack.
Pavasayak. 1:05 left first period. And we're waiting for the official to give us, Moore just a second to regroup there, I do believe. Pavasayak will be on the top, and Moore trying to get the set out and get the escape, trying to fight those hands off, and he does get the escape, and then Boy, Moore went right after the legs, and Pavasayak was able to have the defensive move and fight him off there.
Yeah, try to catch the man sleeping a little bit there, thinking that after the quick escape, he wouldn't think he was going to try to shoot that leg, but a good recovery by Pavasayak as well to not let the man get down around the lower leg.
You can tell these two guys are really guys that have had some success. Moore trying to get the takedown, but Pavasayak with a good defensive move. Now Moore on the seat of his britches trying to fight it off there, and Pavasayak is going to get the takedown, and he's got the single wing in, trying to get the man over at his back. But what a job by Moore to fight that off. 2-point takedown for Pavasayak. He leads 4-1.
That's on the red mat. 13 seconds left in the first period there. On the black mat, they just started the second period, and it's a 2-0 advantage for young Mr. Lohmeyer over Tucker Pines of Pittsfield. Lohmeyer in the blue singlet at the 85-pound weight class there on the junior high side.
We've ended the first period, 4-1 lead for the Q&D wrestler over Ty Moore. Pavasayak will be the man in charge here. The Quincy High School coach asking for some explanation, but Moore will take the down position as we start the second period, trailing 4-1. You know, you see the same officials a lot, don't you, in wrestling?
John and I talked about that earlier. Talking about a shortage of officials in other sports. It's been just a kind of a pastime for wrestling. It's the same couple of guys, it seems like.
Yeah, Coach West, who was a Jacksonville High School for years, was wrestling. Now Moore gets the escape, makes it a 4-2 match, and with a takedown, he can tie this up against Pavasayak from Q&D. Fans get into it wrestling. You know, when I was in high school, we had wrestling cheerleaders. They sat along the mat. My sister was one of those. I could just about tell you all of them that were. Now, Moore from Quincy High School trying to get the takedown and tie this match up, and he's close to having it. What?
He's trying to get that man, he's trying to get the advantage here. Still 1:13 left in that second period.
What a job by Pavasayak to fight it off as Moore was so close. Now he's got the 2-point takedown, and we're tied at 4.
Yeah, what a match.
With 1:06 left in the second period with the clock ticking down.
On the black mat, it's a 7-0 lead for the Quincy Junior High wrestler and Lohmeyer over Pines of Pittsfield as they head to the third period.
Pines trying to get that pin to turn that one around. But what a job by Moore riding up high against Pavasayak of Q&D. And he pulls the arm out very emphatically.
Kind of like he was stretching it out or something there, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Wonder if he's battling through an injury.
Like he's not really willing to stick that right arm in on the half Nelson. Riding high, trying to get to, he's got that guillotine type move. They call it something different now, but he's got that leg lock. Now he's trying to control the upper body. Lost the leg position. Pavasayak trying to get the escape point, but Moore doing everything he can to bring him back down to the mat with 7, 6, 5 seconds left. We're going to go into the third period, knotted up at 4 apiece.
What a match there. Lohmeyer just got the pin of Tucker Pines on the junior high side. And our final junior high matchup of the night at the 100-pound mark will be Tucker Shaw against young Mr. Brooks of Quincy Junior High.
We do have competitive matches with Pittsfield and Quincy High School scheduled in our third high school match tonight here on Central Illinois Sports. Tied at 4 apiece. Moore from Quincy High School and Pavasayak from Q&D. Both men up in the neutral position here, trying to secure some position. Both men looking to try to get those big points. If they get the takedown now and try to get the right points, they could secure the win, but we could be close to an overtime. What a job by Moore, and the Pavasayak almost had the takedown, but Moore set it out. Moore wanted the points, but he did not have any position in that one.
It's a very even match between these two wrestlers.
I'd say Moore a little frustrated with Pavasayak, who's a little bit shorter, but maybe stockier built, so he's got the strength advantage, but Moore might have the leverage position once again with the height.
Looks like it's a 2-0 advantage for Brooks over Shaw in the junior high match on the black mat. On the red mat, the wrestlers are out of bounds here with 1:12 left in the third period. It's still tied at 4.
Pavasayak thought maybe he had some position there, But what a job by Moore to flip him over as they went out of bounds. Now Moore sticks the ankle. He's got the ankle trying to get the advantage, pulling on that ankle because that's the leverage. But Pavasayak doing a nice job fighting it off and securing an ankle on the other side. Now he gives up that ankle. And Moore trying to get the advantage for QHS. His team has won every match so far against Q&D, and he doesn't want to be the man that gives up team points. Moore's got the 2-point takedown.
Yep, he's got it. Yep, he's up 6-4 now. Moore, the QHS wrestler, with 40 seconds left in the third.
Looks like it could be a little bit of an upset here because Pavasayak would really look like to be a schooled wrestler. Pavasayak trying to get that arm out, get that reversal and tie this one up with 25 seconds left. Moore trying to ride it out here and maintain that 6-4 lead. He's got the head control right now trying to get the half Nelson in.
On the black mat, Tucker Shaw against Brooks. Brooks, the QHS wrestler in the blue singlet, up 4-0 with 47 seconds left in that second period.
Moore almost got the 1-point penalty for locking the hands, but got away from it. 5 seconds left. Looks like Moore's going to secure the win, 6-4 over Pavasayak, and probably one of the finest matches we've had tonight.
Yeah, very entertaining there. And Moore with a 6-4 victory over Nathan Pavasayak. Here in the junior high match on the black mat, Brooks trying to turn Tucker Shaw to his back. Shaw trying to fight it off here with 14 seconds left in the second period. 4-0 Brooks has the advantage. On the Trash Queen scoreboard, they're our scoreboard sponsor, 217-320-4320 for Trash Queen for all your residential and commercial trash pickup needs. And Shaw not going to let him get extra points there. And they'll head to the third period with Brooks on top 4-0.
Noah Clark will get Quincy Notre Dame's first points as he'll take a forfeit at 160. In the 170-pound match, Caden Garrett of QHS will take on Tristan Pritz of Q&D. Man from Quincy High School in Garrett takes the takedown on Pritz and gets the 2 points. Now he looks like he's going to let the man up, and it is an escape, and it's a 2-1 lead for Garrett. Garrett, one of those guys that thinks he can get a lot of takedowns.
And now Brooks gets the pin of Shaw on the black mat, and that will finish up the junior high side of things. And so we'll have our focus here strictly on the high school mat here.
Garrett now with a 4-1 lead. Spins the man over in Pritz, going for the pin, and did not get the points. Lets the man up, and he'll give up that escape point. Now it's 4-2. Now Garrett goes for a takedown again. They're off the mat, so they'll start back in the up position. Garrett's got a lot of hopping he's getting along out there. He's a very aggressive wrestler. Tell he's a very experienced man. He gets another takedown on Pritz, makes it a 6-2 lead. Now he'll give the point up again. Go back for the takedown one more time, and they'll be off the mat. Garrett thought he had enough room to make it happen, but could not get the takedown.
You tell Garrett that when he lets that man up, he doesn't do it all at once. He doesn't want that man to have a quick shot at his legs. He kind of just barely, has his hands on him still to make sure he has him at an arm's length away, so not to give an advantage to his opponent. And now he's going to get 2 more points for another takedown, then let the man back up, and we're going to be 8-4.
8-4, I see Mr. Griffin down there doing a little coaching. Dan Griffin, or not Dan, doggone it. And saw Jonah Cogshell from Camp Point Central here with their youth wrestlers.
Yep, the youth side. We don't have a lot of information on the youth side, so we'll probably try to keep most of our concentration here on the high school match, as that's really, we're here for the high school and the junior high match for you on Central Illinois Sports.
Andrew Griffin, who I'm trying to come up with, also a assistant football coach for Camp Point, getting some of his guys going. 12-4 the lead now for Garrett. And now he's going for the pin, and the young man from Q&D in Pritz trying to get the reversal. Garrett a little high on that. We are 25 seconds left in the first period, a 12-4 lead for Garrett, trying to get that major decision, and he's got the man on his back and does get the pin with 16.7 seconds left in the period. So QHS maintains another win on the mats. It'll be Max Miller for QHS at 182 taking on Taylon Scott from Q&D in our next match. That'll come at the 182-pound weight class. Guys hardly look like they weigh 182, especially the QHS man and Max Miller.
Yeah, it could be wrestling up here. You never know.
Max Miller, a name I've known from Quincy High School. In fact, Max Miller was the principal at the junior high at Quincy for quite a while. His dad, Don, was a basketball coach, thinking they might be related. Max gets Taylon Scott down on his back, picks up the takedown, and gets 2 back points, so it's 4-0 in the early going for Miller from Quincy High School, who really looks like they've got a loaded wrestling team, don't they?
Yeah, they've looked really good tonight.
You know, they're definitely a bigger school wrestling team. I think there's 3 classes in wrestling, if I remember right.
There are.
Back in my days, we just had a district. Now Miller going for the pin against Scott. He's got it sunk in. Now he'll give up the back, and they'll get 3 back points, and that'll be 7 points. And now Miller will let the man up and make it a 7-1 match and go for the takedown again. Gets the leg, can't get it secured. Scott fights it off. Now the takedown by Miller. He shoots the leg. Now he's getting the man in the cradle, trying to put him on his back and get that pin. Got it locked in pretty well. Now he'll give it up as he gets some back points. How many did he get? 2. Makes it an 11-1 lead with 35 seconds left in the first period.
Really kind of dominated this one, hasn't he?
There's a couple little guys out there in youth, huh? Those must be the 5 or 6-year-olds.
John will he'll get us a shot at that in a moment. We see Cale Griffin, we're told, is wrestling for the Central Youth tonight, by the way, one of our commenters tells us.
He was a little bitty guy, wasn't he?
Yeah, they're going to.
And a pin on Max Miller on that side.
I mean, these guys over here, John's got it over there. I mean, I don't know how old those youngsters are, but not very darn old.
They're having fun, too, aren't they? He had a ball.
There's a lot to learn at that level, and the thing about it is a lot of the guys you're seeing on the red mat were the guys who were on the black mat just a few years ago.
Newbold will be the wrestler, Briar Newbold for Quincy High School against Ryan Darnell of Quincy Notre Dame at 195.
Seeing high school basketball action, Grigsville Perry defeated North Green tonight 72-22.
Getting ready for the Winchester tournament, those 2 teams are. You'll have action on Friday, Q&D here against Pittsfield at Voschel. John and I will have Pleasant Hill Western taking on Pittsfield Grigsville Perry in the Battle of Pike County tomorrow night at 6 o'clock in varsity girls action. Newbold and Darnell. Newbold, the QHS man. Darnell kind of stretch it out there and not give up the 2 points, and he might have the advantage now. Does Darnell. Now they'll go back to the neutral position. 1:12 left in the first period in this battle between QHS and Q&D. Not many people broadcast wrestling. Glad you've joined us tonight. Hope you're enjoying the action. Send me a text, 217-473-5151, where you're watching it from. 217-473-5151. Where you watching from tonight? Let us know in a text. Now it appears the QHS man's fighting it off there in Newbold. He has the advantage and has the 2 points. That's one of Tracy Ray's boys out there on the mat now, Charlie.
It's on the black mat, of course. We got the red mat in focus right now from this high school match. We don't have enough information on the youth side to let you know who's wrestling. So
goes quick, doesn't it?
Yep, it is a couple quick matches there.
You get there Sunday morning early at about 5 o'clock. You leave Casey's and you get to the mat, and boom, it's over. QHS man in Newbold got the position on Darnell, getting some back points. He's trying to roll him over and get the pin.
Yeah, he's going to have a 5-0 lead.
Yep. He's going to have 3 points in the back points at the end of the first period. They'll go to the second period with Newbold up over Darnell of Q&D 5-0.
What'd you tell us our weight class is here?
That is a 195 pounder.
All righty. There in the second period, 5-0, the Quincy Junior High wrestler with the advantage.
Mr. Otker, thank you. We enjoyed it. His son Jake's Pride Wrestling.
Yep.
Got some fast matches going over on the right side. I think Mitchell Barton's he's gonna wear himself out just going to the mat, calling the pins. He's a little slap happy tonight, we ought to tell him.
5-0 the lead for Newbold, the wrestler for Quincy High School, Briar Newbold. As they're kind of in a neutral position right now, 1:20 left in the second period.
They started up in this position instead of either man taking the advantage. Newbold must have thought he could get the takedown, but Darnell's a very aggressive young wrestler himself. Kids really get excited in the youth wrestling. There's a lot of excitement down there. It looks like a birthday party at McDonald's, doesn't it?
It's good to get out there and cheer on your teammates, though.
You betcha. 2 men in a neutral position in the 195 Q&D and QHS. And 5-0 the lead for the QHS wrestler in Newbold.
Thirty seconds left in that period.
John Frieden, one of the principals of PCS, was a wrestling coach for many years at PHS, here to enjoy the action. He's got Cody Alger giving him some instruction over there. 5-0, 25 seconds left, and the clock's not running.
It's stopped, so.
Clock's not running. Nope, the clock's not running.
Now it's ticked down.
They got a few extras, and because of that, Darnell got the 2-point takedown. Newbold said, what happened? That should have been over.
It seemed like a long 25, didn't it?
Darnell got the 2-point takedown, so it's a 5-0, and he's trying to get
5-2 now.
So 5-2. Darnell trying to get some back points in the final 5 seconds here. Trying to spin him over and tie this one up, but he won't get her done. Second period. We'll go to the third period. Darnell had the arm, and he would have got some back points had he had more time.
Yeah, long clock there.
But he got extra time anyway.
So 5-2. Newbold has the advantage over Ryan Darnell. Darnell in the blue and gold. Newbold in the blue and white. He gets the 2-point takedown to go up 7-2 right in the first couple of seconds of this third period.
Now trying to secure the arm and the head to see if he can get him on his back. A little bit of coaching going on in the bleachers tonight, too. Nobody's yelled 3 seconds yet, though.
Yeah, you don't see a lot of people yell at the officials at a wrestling match either, which is kind of a breath of fresh air, quite honestly, when it comes to athletics. If that's you, quit doing it.
Yeah, Newbold trying to secure the back, but boy, Darnell's really fighting hard here. This is a good match.
Yeah, it is. You know, Newbold's gotten some points on the takedowns. That's how he's gotten this 7-2 advantage. Now he's going to get called for grasping the hands and give up a point to Darnell, I believe, here.
I thought he was. Maybe it was just a safety issue there.
All right, so no point awarded. 1:07 to play in the third period. But the once they've gotten to the mat, they've been fairly even, haven't they? Just a couple of takedowns that allowed him to gain that early advantage for Brian Newbold. Has him in a 7-2 lead here with 50 seconds left in the third.
Rodney Griffin watching the match from Little Jess Motors in Quincy. Thank you, Rodney. Hope you're enjoying it. We're enjoying it. We were old wrestlers in high school.
Newbold trying to get Darnell. Now he's got him on his back with 35 seconds left in the third period. Trying to get the pin here secured for his squad. Darnell sprawled out there in trouble. Newbold's got the position. Darnell now tries to spin out of it. And he does. He's going to give up the 3 back points, so it's 10-2 now. Newbold with 15 seconds left in this third period. He's gonna get the victory here minus something really strange happened in the last 10 seconds.
Tell you what, Darnell learned some things in this match. If they rematch down the road, he may really give him some
Yeah, and I'd say you could. I mean, QHS and QND, you're going to rest each other a lot over the course of a season. So you're gonna learn a lot about an opponent. That's for sure. Newbold gets the victory, 12-2 for Quincy High School.
Rodney Griffin, I'm enjoying some of the youth wrestling going on in the other match with some of the little guys. One of them's Andrew, I guess, his young man, possibly. Let me know about that, what his name is. He was
I think we said Cale was wrestling. Cale Griffin. What are we seeing on the red mat here?
Gavin Shoemaker from Quincy High School is going to get the forfeit, and then at 2:20, then Aiden Brunier is going to get the forfeit for QND. And our next competitive match will be at 1:13. Hugh Sherrill of Quincy High School against Oliver Moore of QND. So we'll see a couple of forfeits. You know, those big guys are going, I made weight, now I can go have a burger. I don't have a match tonight. Because a lot of times they're trying to make weight and they don't get a burger.
You know, the hydration testing is something that's been new in the last couple of years. And you have to meet a certain level of balance within your body. John could probably explain the science more of your the water makeup of the pH of everything. It's very scientific, and a lot of that, Jack, is for the safety of the wrestlers. You don't see guys who are able to cut that weight in a dangerous way anymore. It's very, very controlled, and the way you start the season, you can only lose a certain percentage at a time now. So it's definitely a lot safer for the athletes.
Sherrill from Quincy High School, Moore from QND on the mats here. We still got Pittsfield and Quincy High School. They're going to have some wrestling matches.
What'd you say we're at here, weight-wise?
113.
All right.
This used to be, trying to think of the young man. It was our 112 wrestler back in the day. 106 is the smallest. I believe they still have it listed. Used to be 98 pounds. Jim Boskert was the strongest 198 pounder you ever saw. He grew up on a dairy farm. He could bench press 220 on a weight machine.
Wow. 2-0 lead here in the early going for the Quincy High School wrestler.
Oliver Moore is the QND wrestler. Hugh Sherrill for QHS.
And now Moore gets the escape, so he'll get a point. And so Sherrill will have a 2-1 lead with 1:07 left in this first period.
Got to be able to pay attention to which horn's blowing, don't you?
Well, you know, the thing about it is, you think about the number of matches these guys wrestle in a large-scale setting.
3, 4, 5.
Yeah, you 6 mats sometimes, and so you kind of get used.
They'll have, 8 or 9 mats, I do believe, in the high school state.
38 seconds left in this first period. Sherrill still at that 2-1 lead over Oliver Moore.
Some folks watching from Quincy, thank you for the compliment.
Moore now trying to get the advantage. He hasn't gained it yet, the official says. As he's trying to get the man turned. 20 seconds left in the first period.
Got to get that leg free to be able to secure it.
Yep, and
I think he's got the position to get the points, but who knows?
They have not been awarded yet. He still says that he doesn't have the advantage. 9 seconds left, trying to take a lead here in the last couple of seconds of this first period. Sherrill trying to prevent that from happening, and he will. So no points.
No points awarded there. Wow.
So 2-1 is the advantage for Hugh Sherrill over Oliver Moore as we head to the second period. Hey, John, hang on, John. Now say that again.
The QND coach was explaining to his wrestler why he didn't get the point there, what he needed to do. He needed to get around a little bit more.
He didn't have the head secured, get his leg free. Yep, that's right. So Sherrill is on the bottom and Moore from QND on the top here. Moore trails 2-1. Moore trying to secure the head there, and you can tell he's a very good wrestler with good fundamentals, trying to make some things happen here and get some back points.
Sherrill's got the lead. He'd like to get out, get that escape for another point if he could. And Moore trying to get his first lead in this match. He could get some back points here.
Rodney Griffin from Little Jess said, keep doing what you enjoy and keep sending me a bill and we'll keep sponsoring. I said, thank you, Rodney. Little Jess Motors in Quincy, your Jeep and Chrysler dealer. Almost said AMC. How about that, Rodney? Those are back in the days of your daddy. AMC Jeep for many years in Camp Point, now in Quincy, right across down the road from Quincy High School. Go to Little Jess Motors and get a new vehicle for the new year. I bet they got some financing rates that can make some great things happen for you.
I'll tell you, I don't know of a time in my lifetime, Jack. I don't know about yours, but probably never a better time than to buy a new vehicle than it is right now.
Yeah, almost better to buy a new one than a used one,
Yeah.
and your used one's worth more than it's been forever, guaranteed.
Still Sharrow with a 2-1 advantage here over Moore with 50 seconds left in the second period on the Trash Queen scoreboard. It's kind of been a stalemate here in the second period as Sharrow started down, and he has never been able to get an escape, but Moore's never been able to get him turned. Now we see Sharrow trying to gain the advantage here as Moore's really got his head secured there. 25 seconds left of the period.
Love to have you text us 217-473-5151. We'd like to hear from you where you're watching from tonight. 473-5151. 15 seconds left in that second period. A 2-1 lead for the young man from Quincy High School. But Sharrow trying to get the man from Quincy High School on his back. Couldn't quite get it done. Now trying to get the reversal is Sharrow, but both men in the neutral position as they end.
So Sharrow is in the blue and white singlet. He's got the 2-1 advantage over Oliver Moore of QND, who's in the blue and gold.
This has been a dandy match at 113 tonight, has it not?
Yeah, after the QHS QND matchup, QHS and Pittsfield will also wrestle.
5 matches still coming your way there. You can tell some of the future wrestlers for both those schools are right on the mats right now.
Yeah, it's kind of funny watching the youth now as Sharrow trying to get the man pinned. He's close to the pin of Moore. Now Moore going to spin out of it and prevent that from happening. I think we'll see some back points for Sharrow, I believe here. 1:35 left in the third. Referee has not signaled that yet.
No, he wants to make sure he allows them to get the wrestling moves in that they're trying to make in.
And now he will get the 3 back points, so he'll have a 5-1 advantage. Well, Hugh Sharrow over Oliver Moore here in the third period. 1:19 left in the third. But it was funny, I was watching the youth match, and the one young man from Camp Point Central just had the biggest smile on his face to start the match. And you can't be smiling. You don't look very tough with a smile on your face, buddy.
I don't know. When you go out and wrestle like they can, those two kids are really putting a show on.
Now Oliver Moore trying to get Sharrow.
Sharrow on his back, and he's got him on his back right now.
55 seconds left in the third. He's down 5-1. Sharrow trying to spin out of it, and he is able to do so.
What a match going on there. My goodness. Moore had a chance to pick up 5 big points, but he's going to get 2, but couldn't get the back. Oh, he's going to get the back points. We're tied at 5. Now a reversal and a 2-pointer for the Quincy man and Sharrow.
He'll go up 9-5.
9-5 with 2 more back points. We were at 5-5, and then by the time they award them, it's 9-5 with 25 seconds left.
Yeah, quick reversal there here in the 113 match. 22 seconds left in the third period.
Sharrow's going to know Moore's been there tonight, is he not?
Yeah, it's been a fantastic head-to-head match here between these two guys, the 113-pound weight class. Just a few more weight classes left in this QHS Q&D matchup in the triangular with they and Pittsfield.
We've got some people from Bethany, Illinois watching the action tonight.
And that'll do it here in the third period as Hugh Sharrow will get the victory over Oliver Moore in just a well-wrestled match.
I have to look and see where Bethany, Illinois is at, Charlie.
And we have a young man taking a forfeit here now, Jack, for QHS, it looks like.
It was supposed to have been a match at 132. Oh, no, we started at 132.
Yep. So one more match here, it looks like. We just had 113.
Okay, 120 is Evan Wakefield of QHS and Ryan Sherman of QND.
So Wakefield in the blue and white, Sherman in the blue and gold. They're fighting for early position in this match.
That's right, Bethany's outside of Decatur.
All righty. No points secured yet. Wakefield does have the leg of the man in Sherman, trying to get an advantage there. They both actually have a leg, and now points will be awarded to the Quincy High School wrestler Wakefield on the takedown. He's up 2-0 on the Trash Queen scoreboard.
You better hold on for your dear life, though, because Sherman's going as hard as he can the other way. Now Wakefield's trying to secure the legs and lock the hands to get the spin over. There's certain ways you can lock the hands and other ways you cannot. But Sherman right now is kind of trying to sit out of that and keep the legs sprawled where the man can't get the advantage, and he keeps turning against the pressure in each move, trying to get the escape point now. As he's got on his feet, and he will get the escape point, and it's a 2-1 lead for the Quincy High School wrestler in Wakefield over Sherman of QND. 35 seconds left in the first period. 2-minute periods in high school wrestling, 3 of those, and they can be a war if you are out there on the mats working that hard. People have no idea how much energy you can expel in a wrestling match.
Now Sherman went to shoot the leg. Wakefield is in a pretty dangerous spot right here. I think Sherman could spin him over here, but it looks like he is just low enough on it. He's going to get a 2-point takedown. Is Wakefield. He's going to have a 4-1 advantage. And I think that's how we're going to end this first period. So 4-1 Wakefield, the Quincy High School wrestler over Ryan Sherman of QND.
Nikki Archer out there coaching? She's just getting the right people on the mat, I think, huh?
Herding cats, it looks like.
Yeah, kind of like running the dugout at the Little League T-ball game. It's a good job if somebody's got to do it. 4-1 the lead for QHS's Wakefield over Sherman. They start in the up position here. Just underway in the second period. All on Central Illinois Sports on YouTube. Girls action in basketball tomorrow night. Boys action on Friday night, and then the 99th annual Winchester Invitational Tournament. 8 games coming your way on Saturday. Charlie and John and company will have the first ones. Now a takedown for Wakefield will make it a 6-1 lead. I'll be honoring a family member at her funeral, and then we'll be joining them a little later in the day.
Now the 2 men will go out of bounds outside the circle here. 1:24 left in the second period. It's a 6-1 advantage for Evan Wakefield for Quincy High School. The Blue Devils have had their way with QND here in this match. Now he's going to get a warning for grasping of the hands, and a single point's going to be awarded here for Ryan Sherman on the penalty to make it 6-2. That could be big in this match.
Yep, Sherman's going to be in the bottom position so he could get a reversal or escape points here, trailing by 4. 1:13 left in the second period. And
he gets
a
reversal.
reversal very quickly there, did he not?
Makes it 6-5.
Man, should be
or 6-4, excuse me, 6-4.
Now he's trying to get some back points, but what a job by Wakefield fighting that off, because he could have gave up the lead if he'd have gave up the back there. 2 youth wrestlers are really doing battle in the mat on the right-hand side in the black mats. If you aren't here, you should be. I know.
40 seconds left in the second period. Sherman now has got Wakefield trying to get a pin here. He's going to get some back points for sure.
They get the pin.
Now he's trying to get the pin. He's looking at the official, and it is a pin.
Wakefield was up 6-4, but gets pinned with 28.7 seconds left.
Well, actually, he was up 6-2 at one point in that second period.
What a job by Sherman on the turnaround in that one. That was the most competitive match of the night. Now we're going to have Eli Roberts of QHS and Curtis Steinkamp of QND doing battle in what will be our last varsity match of this duel.
What are we in the 130-ish range?
126.
It's close to 130. So was I in 5th grade.
I was about 130 in 4th, I think. I was the first kid to weigh 100 pounds in 3rd grade, I know. Well, in Paloma.
Of course, when there's only 3 kids in the class.
There were 6 of us.
Oh, okay. One-room schoolhouse, huh?
That's right. Mrs. Hibbert in first grade, Mrs. Shanks after that in Paloma, Illinois. 2-point takedown by the Q&D wrestler in Steinkamp.
And we have Caden Garrett for QHS, is that correct?
That is Roberts.
Excuse me, Roberts.
Eli Roberts.
All right, Eli, sorry they had you all the way on the bottom of the roster there. We kind of thought we had it figured out where they'd put everybody on the roster matchup, but evidently not. So Steinkamp has a 2-0 advantage, 1:11 left in the first period.
Got to put myself a reminder, I got bagels to pick up at Nucci's tomorrow.
Oh my goodness, you live the life, don't you?
I do, buddy, I do.
Still a 2-0 advantage for Steinkamp. He's trying to get the man in Roberts. Rolled over on his back. Roberts doing his best to try to get out of the grasp there. He's got the chicken wing with the right arm. Now he's going to get him rolled over here if he can get that weight on this side. Still trying to get him there. Working for a pin. Right shoulder still is up.
Charlie's going to be worn out for this match.
Steinkamp looking for the pin. Roberts doing a nice job to fight him off. 25 seconds left. If he can survive this, I mean, he's going to give up the back points for sure. Now he's got him again, and it looks like he's going to, he's really close to that pin.
15 seconds left. Fighting it off for the final 15.
A long time.
Oh, he's going to fight it off, I think, Charlie.
10 seconds. Steinkamp trying to get the pin. Roberts trying to survive and get to that second period. 5 seconds left. And, man, it's close. 2-1, not going to get the pin. So he's going to get the back points. 3 points awarded there. And it'll be 5-0 headed into period number 2. Tremendous job by Eli Roberts of Quincy High School to fight off that one. He was in some trouble for a while there.
And he lives to wrestle in the second period. We saw how quickly things can change in that last match as the Q&D man came back and took over that match.
Steinkamp will start down now. He's going to get the quick reversal and get the 2 points, so he's up 7-0 now.
He is super quick.
Yeah, quick move there. And Roberts, you just wonder, he had to exert so much energy in the last, 30, 40 seconds of that first period. How much gas they have left in the tank right here.
Never count a wrestler out, though. Never count a wrestler out. They condition harder than almost anybody.
Now he's got him up on his shoulders, and Steinkamp's got him in a precarious situation here, and he's going to get the pin.
That's one of the more bizarre pins. You get your head tucked like that, and nothing you can do about it. Good job by Eli Roberts, but Curtis Steinkamp gets the pin for Q&D in our final match of the duel. So we're going to turn to our focus in Quincy High School and Pittsfield in our third matches.
Maybe one more exhibition match that we aren't aware of at the moment, as that was everybody on the list we have here, but they might have worked in.
I think we might have Trevor Williams and Greg Gleckler.
All right.
Exactly.
So this is a JV match?
JV match, I do believe.
And tell us who is who, if you would.
Trevor Williams and Greg Gleckler from Q&D.
Looks like Trev. He may go by Trey at this point.
Yeah, it is Trey.
All right.
I tried to give him a full name, and I don't think that's his full name. We saw Trey wrestle in the first match.
I always see the Q&D wrestler get the early advantage, 2-0.
That's Gleckler.
I think it's actually Glacken, Jack, if you look on that roster there. Greg Glacken.
I was thinking about Justin Noble's dad and Runt maybe having a little preliminary match out here on the mat later.
I'd say there were probably wrestling matches in the Noble House in various generations.
Yeah, might still be a few.
Probably some illegal moves, though. I'd say there's some things happening. He's going to get a pin. Is Glacken, Greg Glacken in the first period. 1:07 left in the first, and he gets that 53 seconds in with the pin in the JV matchup there. So the wrestler for Q&D with the victory.
Always go over and shake the opponent's coach's hand after the match. Well,
we got one more exhibition, it looks like.
Could be Flax against Scott, 182 preliminary, or a JV match.
So Cameron Flax Hill for QHS in the white and blue. Good baseball player was Flax Hill. Actually watched him playing center field. He threw a man out at first base. I won't say who it was, Owen Shaw. Oh, no, he left.
I'll tell you what, we got a row of wrestlers in here. We could have that whole row get out on the mat and wrestle, you know it?
Yeah, it's like I said, the noble row up here might be a different type of wrestling than you're used to.
We might have to get the full ring up there, huh?
Yeah. Here in this match, nobody's gaining an advantage. Jeff Flaxhill's got the legs of the Q&D wrestler trying to get an advantage here. Looks like anybody's got anything at this point. 1:10 left in the first period. They're still neutral.
Well, let's see if we can get any advantage. Minute left in the first period.
These guys are both youngsters. I think Flaxhill's a freshman.
Doesn't look like we're going to get a chance to see Luke Archer wrestle tonight, I guess.
For Pittsfield.
Still active on their squad. Luke's one of their better wrestlers. Looks like he has a matchup tonight. I don't know if he's under the weather.
27 seconds left in the period. Still nothing.
Love to hear from you. Send us a text, 473-515-1217, 473-515-1251.
Still no score here. And now they're close to points there, but they're back on their feet.
Scott just about had it, but Flax was able to fight him off, and we go to the second period, 0-0.
Looks like the choice will be for Cameron Flaxhill, and he'll choose to start down.
Trevor Zumwalt says, I think I could take those guys in that row of nobles. Maybe. It's quite a match out here for an exhibition, isn't it?
Yep. Cameron Flaxhill and Talon Scott for Quincy and Quincy Notre Dame, respectively. They're still, well, they gave a point, actually, Jack, to the wrestler from Quincy High. He did get that escape there as he started down, so he's up 1-0 here in the second period. Now he's trying to shoot the leg here. Scott, though, trying to work around to the back. Still nobody gaining an advantage at this point. Very evenly matched, these two young men.
Oh, man, they stretch those legs out to keep the other man from getting the advantage.
And they're back to a neutral position. Now Flax is down below the man, and Scott's got to get, yeah, he will. He'll get the 2-point takedown here.
And he'll take the lead. Change of the lead here.
Yep, so 2-1 Scott with the advantage over Flaxhill. Now Flaxhill going to get the escape, so it's 2-2, excuse me. 2-2 here with 40 seconds left in the second period. They're back to trying to gain an advantage here. 30 seconds left in the half. They've got the, looks like about the 35-pound weight class out there on the youth side. They high-five, handshake, and sprint off the match. Those guys can't be 3 or 4 years old, I'd say.
Man, they're having fun, though.
10 seconds left in the second period. It's still 2-2 between Talon Scott of Quincy Notre Dame and Cameron Flaxhill of QHS. John, you got something you want to say?
I was just going to say there were actually points awarded on both sides of that little fella's match there. So they both actually wrestled for a few moments there.
All right, yeah. One of the more competitive matches we've seen there.
Third period exhibition match. Oh, they're going to give a point.
It's the Q&D man, and they're going to ask for an explanation here. And, we've got some blood possibly. I believe that's our issue. Maybe is some blood.
The QHS coach doesn't look like he's got a lot of medical experience, but he's going to get something from a trainer.
They have a trainer in attendance here.
Trainer's giving him the stuff to clean the blood up, I guess, in wrestling.
Yep, so they've got blood, and so a blood timeout here. But what was the point? What do we get a point awarded here for, Jet? All right, they're gonna wipe the blood up. It doesn't look like Hill is really bleeding to the point where they even did anything with him. They just kind of wiped some blood up. Interesting.
I bet the Quincy High School coach was fun at the Christmas party. He looks like a kind of a fun guy.
Okay. I don't know what to say to that. Now, Talon Scott, he's got a 3-2 lead for the Quincy Notre Dame. He's
trying to secure it, but the Quincy High School wrestler's trying to gain the advantage. He's driving forward, doing his best.
It's been a...
The Q&D coach is getting a workout over there.
Now they're back to a standing position. Talon Scott's got a 3-2 lead at the minute 7 left in this third period. Scott in the blue and gold singlet.
Oh my. Quincy High School man almost got back points because the Q&D man got a little high, but Q&D maintained it and gets the 2-point takedown.
So 5-2 the advantage for Scott over Flax Hill.
I'm going to have to work out if we do many more wrestling matches. It takes a lot more oxygen to do this.
Now he'll allow him out here and make it a 5-3 score. Flax Hill's going to have to be the aggressor here as he's down 5-3 with 25 seconds remaining in the third period.
He's going right after it.
He shoots for the legs here. He's got to get the takedown if he's going to tie this match up. We've not seen an overtime match. He has 10 seconds left to do so.
What a job sprawling by the Q&D wrestler.
Scott's trying to fight him off, and it looks like he's going to hold him off here, and it'll be a 5-3 win for Talon Scott of Quincy Notre Dame.
What a match. Exhibition match. You think they don't care about those? They do. And that's going to complete the duel between Quincy High School and Quincy Notre Dame. I think we could take a break here. We'll get ready for Pittsfield and QHS right after these.
Once or twice a year, I might get the cold or a flu, and my wife calls it the man flu. So you know what that is.
Yeah. What do I love about our team? We have a good chemistry. We all work together.
I mean, come on. I've got the best job in the world. Sometimes they say, oh, I like to do handstands.
Yeah, I taught Brian how to do the handstand. That's all right.
And every day, I mean, it's a fun day.
Yeah, it definitely makes me proud to be here.
Hi, I'm Tammy Brewer. My husband and I are the owner and operators of Nucci's Bar and Restaurant. At Nucci's, we feature salmon, steaks, burgers, sandwiches, all Italian specialties made from our own recipes. You are guaranteed a high-quality, delicious meal every time you visit. People come from all over to dine in. We have live music on the weekends, which adds to the relaxing environment here. You can check out our Facebook page for our entertainment schedule. We recently opened a second business, Brewed Coffee House and Eatery. There we offer handcrafted beverages like lattes and macchiatos and cappuccinos. And we also specialize in paninis and salads and subs. And we even have ice cream. We're excited to provide another restaurant that serves the needs of our community. Come on down. We look forward to serving you.
There's also youth wrestling going on tonight here at Voschel Gym. We don't have any information on who the wrestlers are. It appears to be a young man from Quincy and a young man from Camp Point Central on the mat at the moment. But if you kind of look around the edge of the mat, you see their teammates around, kind of surrounding things there in support of their teammates here this evening. And it's where it starts, is at this level. And we've seen youngsters probably as young as 3 and 4 participating and working hard and learning those techniques that'll pay off.
It appears to me Rob Cook's calling Justin Noble out on the mat. I think they're wanting to have a match.
I don't think that'd turn out well for Justin Noble, if you were wondering.
Call him out, Rob.
I think Rob might be able to handle him there.
Yeah, but you know how those Nobles are. A couple of them, they'll tag in.
That's right. Could be
You get a couple Nobles in there tagging in on him, Rob. He might have a match.
Justin says he won't do it. Never seen Rob Cook pop up so quick. The next match will be Pittsfield and Quincy High School in the varsity side. Right now you're seeing some youth wrestling on the black mat.
What a crowd tonight we've had here. What an event. Good job by the folks from Pittsfield putting this one on. This has been a dandy night for wrestling. You'll see more people interested in wrestling because of a night like this than anything you could ever do. Well, there's Riley Cook. Maybe he'll take on Tucker in a little while.
Well, I think, the advantageous part about having the varsity and the junior high wrestlers at the same time as the youth get to watch those older kids wrestle where they might not get to do so quite as much, since a lot of their practice times overlap when the high schoolers are wrestling. And so a good opportunity to see really what that hard work can do for you and why you need to continue to work hard to progress as a wrestler.
Got the Pittsfield kids getting loosened up as they get ready to take on Quincy High School here in just a few minutes.
Yep, they will at the varsity level. We'll have that for you here on Central Illinois Sports. Let's pause for a break here from some of the sponsors who are helping to bring wrestling to you from Oshel Gym tonight. Glad you're with us.
We're grateful to our community for letting us serve you for over 50 years. Supporting area schools and local teams is one of our favorite and most exciting parts of our business. After an uncommon year, we couldn't be happier to see our athletes back in action and communities gathering in person to cheer them on. Our promise for the next 50 years is the same as it's been for the last 50, to meet our community's needs with a low-pressure experience, fair price, and family atmosphere. Little Jess Motors, serving our community since 1969.
Since 1921, Farmers State Bank of Camp Point has been a vital part of our community's history. We are proud of our growth, our community leadership, and our success, which is only possible because of all those who shared this journey with us. We are grateful to the generations of loyal customers, families, businesses, employees, officers, and directors who have shaped not only our story, but our entire communities. Thank you. We look forward to serving you and your future generations for the next 100 years. Farmers State Bank and Camp Point. Together, we are a strong, united community.
Press Yours On You designs promotional items and create just about anything to showcase your company. Communities celebrate their school spirit and turn to us too for screen printing, embroidery, laser engraving, and more. Press Yours On You, Highway 24, Camp Point.
Well, we're just about ready to start the Pittsfield and Quincy High meet here.
They're supposed to start at 170, I think, with Davis and Garrett, but I think there's going to be an exhibition match between Baxter and Max Miller to start things off. We'll see how it gets rolling here. See if we can kind of get a setup here on what we got.
Got some forfeits being taken here by Quincy High's. Pittsfield kind of short on numbers.
Well, if you're interested in becoming a wrestler, look up the coaching staff at the junior high and high school here. So we're going to have Thompson and Moore at 152. Ethan Thompson. And let's see.
Ty Moore.
Okay.
Thompson, of course, in his earlier match against the Quincy Notre Dame man, it was a whale of a match, went all the way to the third period with Thompson winning that one. So he's trying to go 2-0 on the evening. And a tough opponent here in Ty Moore. Just underway in this opening period. Both wrestlers kind of feeling things out here. Now Moore tries to shoot the leg. Thompson Keeps him away from the legs, up near the shoulders now, and is going to get
2 points
a
for
two-point
Thompson.
takedown. Yep.
Nice job by Ethan Thompson to get that 2-point conversion after the touchdown.
You and John Harbaugh going for the twos, huh? Thompson a 2-0 lead, 1:15 left in this first period on the Trash Queen scoreboard. Moore trying to get the escape and or reversal here. It appears that Moore, now Thompson trying to get him turned.
Yeah,
It appears that Moore is just a little, maybe a little heavier than Thompson. Doesn't he appear maybe has a little more mass overall?
Thompson's just a little bit more of a height advantage maybe.
Now they're near the edge of the mat, 45 seconds left in the first.
Both good-looking athletes here. You can tell they've worked to really know their sport.
Thompson's now got a grasp on that left hand underneath of Moore, making it difficult for Moore. Now he's going to get the head down to the mat, and he's trying to get him turned here. Moore trying to fight out of it and gain some sort of an advantage. 25 seconds left in the first, still a 2-0 lead for Thompson. He's not been able to get him on his back, so no extra points here following that.
Yeah, you got to be
takedown.
careful when you get a guy that's that strong that's underneath, because he can turn you and roll you pretty easily. But look what Thompson's done. He's got a little bit high there. Almost had him moved. Almost rolled him over.
Looks like we're going to end the first period as the final 3 seconds will tick off the clock. And it'll be a 2-0 advantage for Ethan Thompson of Pittsfield in the black and red singlet against Ty Moore of Quincy High. He's in the gray and white singlet. Thompson gets the
he's going to go neutral.
choice. No, I think he deferred. And the man Moore will start down. So Thompson 2-0 lead. Moore starts down, trying to get that single point for the escape. Trying to stand up here. Thompson.
What a job by Ethan Thompson.
Yep, wrestles him back down to the mat here, toward the far edge now.
Ethan really getting those ride points, trying to stay on the back of the man from Quincy High School. Is a very talented young athlete in his own right. Second period, 30 seconds in, 2-0 Thompson from Pittsfield.
He's got the left arm now. Trying to get a grasp on that other arm as well to try to get him turned over. Now he's got him onto his back. He's going to get some back points here. And he's got the pin.
How about that?
Thompson of Pittsfield with a 2-0 night as he pins Moore in the second period.
Gravel and Grandpa Thompson in the house tonight to watch their grandson go 2-0. Ethan's got to be very happy about that match. That was a nice job.
Really nice job by Thompson. He'll pick up the victory, and now you tell us we'll have an exhibition match.
Baxter will take on Max Miller, I believe is what this one is.
Seen both of these guys wrestle earlier tonight against their opponents from Quincy, Notre Dame.
Nope. Baxter's going to take the forfeit first, then he'll have an exhibition.
All right.
That's what it is.
Yeah, so we'll see an exhibition. Do you know what they're wrestling, what exhibition weight they're at here, Jack?
Well, Baxter's a 160, so I'm going to think that maybe Miller's a little lighter than that.
Hard to tell.
Yep. Well, let's take a look where
Miller's in the blue and white right now, and he's got the early 2-0 lead as he gets the takedown of Aiden Baxter, the Pittsfield sophomore.
Cale Griffin's wrestling in a white singlet pretty soon. We're going to try to get a little quick move for his grandpa to be able to see him when they're doing that, but we're going to focus on this high school match if we can.
Right now, Baxter is in a bad spot as Miller had him on his back, nearly had the pin. Got him in a cradle now, trying to get him there. The headgear is falling off the head of Baxter. 2 points awarded here for Miller. He's up 4-0. And he's trying to get the advantage here to spin the man Around to his back once again, and he's got him there. Baxter trying to fight out of it. Miller's got to really clamp down here to try to get that pin. Baxter fighting hard, man. He's got 48 seconds, though. Now, nearly spun out with 3 back points awarded to Miller. 7-0 advantage. Right near the edge of the mat. Baxter now gets off of his back. Another 3 back points for Miller, so it's 10-0, I believe. Actually awarded the points on the wrong side.
Yeah.
I do believe it's a 10-0 advantage right now. And
now you got 12-3.
That's a 12-3. I'm not sure why we would have seen points for Baxter here, and it's not. It's a 12-0 lead for the wrestler Miller. He's looking for the pin here. 6 seconds left in the period. Baxter fighting hard. Give him a lot of credit. He's been close to that pin a couple times now. 2 more points awarded. It's 14-0, so just a point away from that major decision.
Tell you what, Baxter didn't give up, though.
No, he didn't get pinned. He was really 50 seconds left of that period. He was on his back and very easily could have given up, but fought out of it. And now he'll need a pin of his own, really, if he's going to win this one. He's down 14-0, so he can't even give up this escape point, and he's going to do that in a 2-point or a 1-point escape and a 2-point takedown. That's going to be the match.
Yep, major decision.
So the victory for Miller over Baxter, 15-0 the final.
Should be up next, Davis for Pittsfield against Garrett for Quincy High School.
This looks like it could be a good matchup, Jack.
Does.
These two guys, I mean, almost carbon copies of one another on their size and overall build. Tell me the wrestler's name again for QHS. Garrett. He's got quite the
Caden Garrett, he's put together.
Quite the tattoo on the left arm. How come you don't have a tattoo like that, Jack? You haven't been in the weight room enough.
I'm on blood thinner, and they tell me not to do that.
Oh, let's go get one then. No? Okay.
Davis.
Do you remember?
Well, Baxter does that one.
Do you remember the days when they used to make you put the tape over the tattoos, like in basketball and that sort of thing?
Yeah, they're not quite as worried
Taboo
about jump balls as they used to be.
Yeah. So Garrett and Davis here for Quincy and Pittsfield, respectively. They're in a really duel here with 1:15 left in the first. No score. Just by the eyeballs, it looked like it could be a good match, and so far it's been pretty even. Ooh, now Garrett trying to pick the man up here. And is that Cale Griffin and we have on the match? John, can you zoom out a little bit so we can get Cale on that match? Now Mason Davis is going to take the man. He's trying to get
the back points, and then Davis almost getting spun over.
And what do we got here? So 2 points for Mason Davis, it appears. And on the black mat, we see Cale Griffin. He's going to get a pin, it looks like, for his man. Referee checking it there, and he's got him close.
Oh, I'll tell you what.
He's got to really clamp down here.
Davis is trying to spin the man over in the Quincy High School man, too.
Griffin is going to get the pin on the black mat.
Mitchell Barton crushes another young man's evening by pulling the pin. Mean old police officer.
2-0 lead for Mason Davis here in the final seconds of the first period, and Garrett
should get some back points too, shouldn't he?
Nope, he never did get him there.
I'll be darned.
So 2-0. Garrett's going to try to get a quick escape here. Ooh, a little fella's run on the mat for a second. You gotta watch out. There's two pretty good-sized men wrestling right here.
They'll be in the big boy match here pretty quick if we're not careful.
And after a period, it's going to be Mason Davis with a 2-0 advantage. 2-0 Davis. He's in the black singlet against Garrett. It's Caden Garrett of Quincy. Garrett will start down here, and I believe that Davis will just give up the single point and allow them to start neutral, so that'll make it 2-1. So Davis thinks he can get a takedown. Garrett goes wide for the legs to start the second period. And they grapple for position here. Davis now trying to get him rolled over here, trying to get around the backside to get some points. And he's going to get there. Yep, got the 2 points. Makes it 4-1, so that decision to start neutral pays off for Davis. And he's got a 4-1 advantage over Caden Garrett with 1:30 left in the second period.
Mason's a confident young wrestler, is he not?
Yeah, he's been pretty good for, basically his whole high school career. Didn't get a chance to really have a state tournament to these guys last year. They had one that was kind of an unsanctioned event.
He's one of Chris Reel's guys that came up through the ranks, so I do believe.
Yep. Wrestled a lot. Played on the football team this year.
Hey, Davis has got a move on right now. He's got that leg stuck in the middle there, and you want to get that arm up over the top of the head and roll backwards now if you can.
Now we get a whistle, and the official tells us that we've got.
Might have just been in a dangerous position there.
All right, so they'll put the man Garrett down here, and Davis will go back to work with a 4-1 lead, just under a minute left in the second period.
Hey, old Mitchell Barton's going to sleep good tonight. He's had a lot of matches on that black mat, hasn't he?
Yeah, he has.
Davis in the back in the top position there, leading 4-1 with 40 seconds left in the second period, trying to turn the man over. But
he's got the arm on the left side, and he's trying to roll him over there, sprawling out and really fighting hard against that is Caden Garrett of Quincy High School.
I bet Garrett's a dangerous man in this position.
Now he's got one shoulder turn. He's trying to push over there, and man, Garrett really fighting hard. 15 seconds left. Davis trying to push now, and I think he's going to get some. I think he's going to get some back points here at least. 5 seconds left in the period. Now he gets the top
if he
position.
just had more time.
And the buzzer's going to end the second period. So 3 points for Davis, and he'll be up 7-1 as we head to the third. But as good of a wrestler as Garrett is here,
you got to be careful.
Yeah, very careful. He'll start down here and try to get the escape point.
Quincy High School coach working very hard.
Davis going to try to maintain his dominance in this one, up 7-1. He won his earlier match. Now we get an official's timeout here. He's going to pull him out of that position. Didn't like how things look, so they'll go back to the middle of the mat. 1:45 left in the third. Ooh, now Garrett's going to get the escape, so he'll get a single point, make it 7-2.
Davis was smart enough to back off once he felt the pressure and just give him the single point instead of the reversal.
Yeah, we've seen Garrett. He's very quick. So you got to be careful with him. Now they'll work their way outside the...
a little extracurricular there.
Yeah, outside of the circle. We'll head back to the middle. 7-2 Mason Davis of Pittsfield with 1:30 left in the third. Just a couple more events coming up here tonight between Pittsfield and Quincy High on the varsity side of things. Davis still a 7-2 lead. Garrett got to go to work here if he's going to get him down. He's not been able to get that takedown. Both of his points have come from escapes. One was just given to him by Davis.
Davis has got to be very careful, though, not to give up a takedown and end up on his back. It's 5 points you can lose really quickly.
Only a minute left in the third. He's looking for his coaches for some instruction. Now he's got one shoulder down, and Garrett's in a good spot right here. Davis really having to fight, and he'll avoid that happening. Gets the reversal. Wow, looky there.
What a job by Davis to fight out of that. He was close to being on his back, and he fought out and got the 2 points.
Yeah, he was in a bad spot right there, but he gets the 2 points and leads 9-2 now with 30 seconds left in the third period. And you kind of wonder if Garrett has kind of missed that opportunity.
Yeah,
there.
your experience that time really paid off for Mason Davis. Man, he knew what to do. He didn't panic. That's an impressive fight off there with the man had him.
And now they'll be outside the circle again here.
And Garrett really wanted to get a win on Davis because he really felt confident, but Davis has done the job and held him off here tonight with 14.8 seconds left.
9-2 Davis. It's on the top position here Just trying to finish off this one. Not a lot of wrestling going on right at the moment.
I don't think Garrett's probably felt defeat very often.
Well, Mason Davis going to hand him a defeat there as they'll shake hands and a hug in the middle of the mat. A 9-2 win for Mason Davis of Pittsfield over Caden Garrett of Quincy High. Who do we have next, Jack?
It's a good match. Good match. We've got Tucker Cook taking on Newbold.
That's Briar Newbold. These guys are pretty similar height.
182 pounders.
Height and build too, aren't they? Both kind of stocky young men.
Yeah, Newbold's got the definition on the upper arms and the guns, but Tucker Cook's a very well-schooled wrestler for a freshman in high school.
Look like two guys you could see play fullback. And you wouldn't like to see them come through the line if you're a defensive back.
Yep, they both probably seen some linebacker days. And this is great experience. You know, football players that wrestle have great success.
Newbold in the blue and white for Quincy High. Cook in the black and red for Pittsfield. And Cook's going to get the early 2 points in this one with the takedown.
Boy, he showed his quickness there, didn't he?
And that is the combination that Cook really has an advantage on. He is both strong and has pretty good quickness for a guy his size. Now Newbold trying to fight out of it to get the escape.
And Newbold's sitting out trying to get the escape. That's what you do, is you sit and turn. But what a job by Tucker Cook. But he's a little bit high right now. He's going to give up the 2-point reversal.
Yes, he is. And now we're tied at 2. And Newbold with the advantage here. 1:18 left in the first.
Sticking that leg in there, and Coach Peterson trying to get Tucker Cook out of that position. He's got a minute and 10. He's got to make something happen to get this reversal tied at 2 right now, but Newbold's got the advantage.
He's spaced down on the mat right now as Cook, and now Newbold trying to roll him over here.
Cook's fighting for all he's worth with 56 seconds left.
Referee now will blow the whistle, and what have we got?
We have a hold that he was worried about.
Clock was still moving there. So they allow them to come out of the grass, but Newbold will be the man on top here.
The reason Cook was able to do that is because he kept fighting through it.
2-2 tie.
Newbolt's a little bit high right here if Cook can work his way out of it.
Trying to get rolled over here. Cook.
Newbolt's really high on Cook right now, but he's able to get the leverage.
You can tell how strong he is with that upper body. 20 seconds left in the period. Still tied at 2.
May get some back points and may get a couple of back points in that when the referee has time to award it. We'll see.
I'm not sure. He's really never gotten him turned over though. That just that one shoulder. Now he's gonna get him on his back in the final couple of seconds here. He may get some back points here. Last couple of seconds, and that's the end of the period. And they will award 3 back points for
Tucker Cook.
Newbold.
Listen to what his coach trying to give him some advice on. 5-2, Newbold with the lead. Just moving into the second period, right?
Yes.
That was a lot of first period action. They'll be both up here. Tucker Cook's going to have to find a way to turn Newbold around here. Newbold showing his experience, picking up the 2 points on the takedown.
7-2, Newbold on top.
Newbold knows that Cook's dangerous, so he wants to put him away if he can.
Yeah, he's trying to get him rolled over here, trying to get that pin.
Cook trying to hold that arm away from him, but cannot. Newbold's got him on his back.
Newbold in a good spot here, trying to get this pin in the second period, and he does.
At the 1:24 mark of the second period. Tucker just a freshman. Lots of wrestling to do, and Newbold was very impressive in that match. Now we'll see Noah Alger take on Schumacher of Quincy.
Gets Gavin Schumacher of QHS and Noah Alger of Pittsfield. Alger, big Georgia football fan.
He's hoping for the win against Bama, isn't he?
I bet you there's a lot of people hoping for that win against Bama. They've won enough, haven't
A
they?
lot of people don't like Bama. I like them. I like their coach a lot.
Nick Saban, terrible NFL coach.
Did pretty good at Alabama. A lot of coaches have had success at Alabama.
So Auger of Pittsfield in the dark singlet, and the blue and white here for Schumacher for QHS. Just underway in this first period. Both men working here. Schumacher appears to have a little height advantage over Auger. Nice got around. He's got on the backside. Still a neutral wrestling position here. He can take him to the mat. He will, and he'll get the 2 points with Schumacher. Now, trying to roll him over here is Schumacher, but Auger's fighting. He may have the.
He's got the
he may get
advantage.
here.
Yep,
And
he's going to get the reversal.
Yep.
Could get the back points if he can get it done.
So it's 2-2 now as Auger's tied it up with a minute left in this first period.
Auger's smelling a little blood here, trying to get the man turned over.
He's spinning him around on his face on the mat. That has to feel good.
Yeah, the old mat burns, they're not much fun.
What's that mat taste after about 30 matches so far on it tonight?
Kind of like when Mr. Claxton made you do push-ups, you know?
That's right.
Back in the good old days. Tom Claxton, what a great teacher. God rest his soul and rest in peace, Mr. Claxton.
Now they're going to get an escape for Schumacher. He'll go up 3-2 on Auger. 25 seconds left in this first period.
Auger may have gained some confidence with that reversal, though. Schumacher's so long, isn't he?
Yeah, he's really got the height advantage. So a lot more reach than Auger has. And he's...
Hold on that leg, Noah. Now he's going to... Oh, my goodness. What a... Oh, my. He's got the
Auger
choke
can twist
almost
over here. 2 points for Schumacher. That's the end of the period. So he'll go up 5-2. Doesn't get any back points
Inches
there.
away from it going the other way.
Yeah. 5-2 Schumacher. Gavin Schumacher for QHS. He defers, and Auger looks to his coach Peterson and says, let's start down. They agree. They'll try to get the escape here and the 1 point. Try to cut the score a little bit closer.
Auger trying to step over and get the points. He is so close to getting that done.
Close, though, counts in 2 things, Jeff.
Hand grenades, if you're close, that's all you got to be, right? Well, actually, you got washers now and all kinds of bags, all that stuff.
Schumacher trying to get the man on his back, and he has Auger there, trying for the pin right here, and he gets the pin, does Schumacher, over Noah Auger.
Looking to see if we've got any more matches left. Looks like that may have been it, Charlie. Oh, no, we've got Harrison and Roberts down at 126.
We may have another. That man could just be preparing to take the forfeit down there as well. So for Pittsfield, Hunter Harrison, and for Quincy High, Eli Roberts.
I think that'll be our last match of the night in the varsity action.
After a quick forfeit here on one of the lower weight classes.
John can get a couple of the youth wrestlers on the other side, just getting a little bit of camera action.
Looks like, again, it's a Quincy wrestler and a Camp Point wrestler.
They both got a lot of guys on their teams, don't they?
Don't have a roster for any of the youth, as we've told you.
You'll see a little boy come off the mat once in a while, tears in his eyes after he loses, but that'll make him a little tougher down the road.
He exerted a lot of energy. So the young Camp Point wrestler's working on a pin here, and he's going to nearly get it. Nice job by the Quincy young man. He's going to try to roll him over.
Needs to grab that head and get that half Nelson back in and roll him back on his back.
Hey, let's go back to the high school mat. And you tell us this is Hunter Harrison and Eli Roberts.
Correct. Harrison from PHS.
The official over here at the table just conferring to make sure they are where they are supposed to be in this match.
Not much of a home court advantage in wrestling, is there?
Mats kind of all look the same, don't they? Dave Roberts was a baseball player. I don't remember Eli Roberts playing baseball, John, the guy in our headset that nobody can hear. Hunter Harrison, a freshman for Pittsfield, against Eli Roberts. Don't have ages for Quincy High.
So has Harrison been involved in a lot of different sports?
He's involved in wrestling.
Quite involved right now.
Roberts looking to gain the early 2 points here. Got to get around on the man, though, and both are kind of at a stalemate. Now he'll get around the back and get the 2 points. So 2 points for Roberts. 1:10 left in this first period.
A lot of activity tonight here at Voschel. My goodness, we've had a lot of action tonight.
They started wrestling a little after 6, and we're about 20 minutes after 8 now. They've seen a lot of highly contested matches
Think
here.
if everybody had full teams.
Oh my goodness, you'd be here all night.
Somebody had to bring us fried chicken.
Now Harrison's going to get a reversal, and it's going to be tied 2-2 as Roberts looked to be well in control, but now Hunter Harrison has tied the match up at 2 points apiece.
What a job by Harrison in the comeback. He's trying to get that half Nelson in. Getting a little high. He's got to be careful about that.
15 seconds left in the period.
Because I'm the boss. That's why.
That's right. 2-2 tie. On the Trash Queen scoreboard, Harrison trying to get Roberts' turn. And I think we're going to see a 2-2 tie after the first period as the buzzer sounds.
Good match so far.
John Peterson, the coach for Pittsfield, giving some instruction to his wrestler, Harrison. Roberts will start on the up position here.
You're not really going into a defense mode when you go down. You're trying to get that reversal and that escape. Thank you to our officiating crew tonight. Boy, we couldn't be here and have these matches without these guys. They've worked hard, earning their money.
Yeah, it's not a spectator sport if you're the official, is it?
You get right down in the slop.
Now Eli Roberts trying to get Harrison turned to his back to get some back points here, and he still working on that. Looks like he will get awarded the back points. Now he's working on the pin. Roberts has the 5-2 lead. The official hasn't had the opportunity to award that yet. He's really down there seeing if he's got the pin. 57 seconds left in the second period.
Harrison fighting hard, trying to get
now
that leg
Roberts
loose.
with his full body weight on top of the man, and he gets the pin. So Eli Roberts with the victory. He's pumped up after that one as he beats Hunter Harrison.
Really want to shout out to the coaches for getting this list that we needed tonight to have the names that we were going to have in front of us this evening.
Yep, we appreciate coaches Peterson, Cook, Otker, and Davis for all of their efforts here tonight. And we thank you for joining us here on Central Illinois Sports. It's been fun for wrestling action from Voschel Gymnasium. Jack and John are back here tomorrow night with high school girls basketball action as Pittsfield Griggsville Perry takes on Pleasant Hill Western. And Friday night, Pittsfield boys basketball team will play host to Quincy Notre Dame here at Voschel Gym. That's the Ticket Charge Against Cancer night, so come out and help raise some funds for local cancer patients on that event. And then on Saturday, it's the 99th Annual Winchester Invitational Tournament. It has been an exciting evening of wrestling action for Jack and John Hull. I'm Charlie Hill, thanking you for joining us on another Central Illinois Sports Presentation.